Yeah. So thank you so much, Jason and Gina, and to everybody, all the 30 of you are watching us right now. From those of you are in New York, those of you are in Asia, those of you are in Africa. Thank you so much for joining the Sunday service. I'm sorry I'm a bit late today because, as I said, I was in between flights, and then one flight got extended with 1 hour. So I think in that confusion, I had to get the logistics done and everything. But you know what? We said it's a Sunday service and we were all ready. So I told Jason and Gina, don't worry, we are going to get it done. So we'll
No
recover it.
worries.
It's just a nice conversation. So we are
That's it.
multi-streaming to those. We are multi-streaming to those who are not aware. So we do have the live stream taking place also at Jason and Gina's channel. So if you're in the tribe Goga, you need to jump on the other side and also just make sure that you have this beautiful
Hit that
couple.
like button, guys.
If you don't have them, if you don't have them, and let me see, let me change their headline because I'm seeing it's written Freestyle Friday. Today they are not
Oh
going to
yeah.
talk. Yeah, let me make it co-hosts. Um,
Thank you, Goga.
co-hosts. Yeah, co-hosts. They're
And
the
guys,
Sunday
we do
service.
all this from outside, so it's this is different for us. We're normally
It
inside
looks
the house, but today we decided to take you guys outside.
it it looks amazing. It looks amazing. And thank you so much for. I know we've been planning this for like over a month. Actually, more than a month. We've been planning this for several months, and I'm just glad that we're able to do this because Jason and Gina guys are like my family technically.
Yeah.
They are
Absolutely.
yeah, they're confidants, they're friends, they're like the relatives from far away from home. And anytime, like, sometimes I'm even in a crisis or a conflict, they've really come through in a very big way. I want to just give a beautiful introduction because I took time to do this. Allow me to introduce to you Jason and Gina. These are vibrant married couple from Brooklyn, New York, and their channel is always an invitation to a journey of laughter, love, connection, and unforgettable experiences. Whether they're exploring new destinations, indulging in shopping sprees, or whipping up delicious Caribbean and Southern dishes, J and G are always in pursuit of a good time. I mean, you can see them right now. They look like they're having a good time. But for them, it's important to know that it's not just about the journey, it's about savoring every moment of the destination. They have a passion for spontaneous outings and they tackle exciting challenges. This dynamic duo also loves engaging in meaningful conversations and connecting with new people across the globe. They believe that life is short, so it's all about making the most of it and sharing that joy with others. Their philosophy: support is free and paid forward. They are here to build a community where support and growth go hand in hand. So if you are ready for some fun, food, and fantastic adventures, become part of the J&G family. We already are there. And they continue to cement their mark in these whitey streets. But was it always like this? What inspires them to keep reaching beyond the borders to build support? And this is why they are at the Sunday service this particular day. Jason and Gina, welcome to this other side. I know it's a bit awkward because you guys are used to be the ones on the other side of the platform, but today
Yeah.
you get to be asked all the questions. Allow me to just give you an opportunity to introduce yourself in the best way you know how. I know I read a very long biography there, but I picked it from your
Thank
channel.
you.
But I felt that I could have done it justice, and I just thought I should put that one out there before we start. So please introduce yourself to these beautiful people who are watching us right now.
We appreciate that, Goga.
Thank you
First
so
of all,
much.
yes, thank you. And
You're
the
welcome.
lovely Gina.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. Really appreciate that.
Appreciate it, Goga.
You're
So tell me who
welcome.
you are, who we
Oh,
are, what we do.
well, of course, you guys know I'm Gina.
And
My
I'm
husband
Jason.
Jason, and we're a married couple from Brooklyn, New York City, the USA. And when people ask me what we do, I like to tell people that our channel is a melting pot of fun. We vlog, we travel, we cook, we do live streams, support
Each other.
collaborations. We do a variety of things. So I don't think that there's one specific niche because I like to think that we like to put our hands in just
Everything.
about anything. You know,
What we really like to do is walk and talk and bring you guys along our journey. That's really what we tend to do
right.
mostly.
Of course, interacting with people as we travel along our journey, finding out about different cultures. I always like to just strike up a conversation with random people and ask them to come join our family. See what we're about. Take you guys places that you may never be able to see or haven't been able to see yet.
I love that. Well said. I want to repeat this because I know I mentioned this and Gina was on that live stream when I talked about it. I've known Jason and Gina for, I think, slightly like since they started their channel. Okay, not really since they started, but when they were like at 700, almost 700 subscribers, I remember. And I remember that time you guys were really you've always been very consistent in the streets, supporting a lot of people. And one of the places I know I found you guys, and you are very vocal, was in a particular YouTuber that I will not mention, a big YouTuber's name that I will not mention. And there was drama there, and you guys. I do know he visited New York at some point, and you guys even met him because there was a video to that effect, and then there was a fallout, and you guys just branched out, and you built your channel from that. Because shortly thereafter, I know you became monetized, but your channel has been growing in leaps and bounds. Like you are really almost just in 12K. What was that experience like? It's been quite a journey, and you guys just started way back in 2021. So what has been this journey like for the last 3 years? The
Well,
building.
Well, I'll have Gina start off with her experience, and then I'll give you mine.
I'm not gonna dig too deep into that, but for those who know, when that situation happened with that YouTuber, funny that before that even occurred, Jason and I were having a conversation about, kind of branching away from certain things because we wanted to have our own identity. We didn't want to gain subscribers based on someone else telling us, hey, subscribe to their channel because they did a collab with us or because, we had been supporting him. We wanted to build our own community of genuine subscribers that were coming to Jason and Gina, not because we were connected to this person. So we were already having that conversation, and then that whole entire debacle happened.
So let's talk.
Honestly speaking, to this day, we still don't know what happened, and that's neither here nor there.
But let's talk about our channel from the beginning.
Right. So from that point, we lost a lot of people, but we kind of felt like, hey, we got knocked down, we not out.
Let's bring them back to where we started, how we started our channel.
Right.
So our channel started back in December of 2021, and that's when we posted our first video of our travels, where we went to, I believe, Aruba, right? So we never really intended to have a YouTube channel because our first name used to be Life with Jason and Gina, and then that was our original, and it started on my account because we never really. I just watched YouTube, and then I brought Gina into it, like, hey babe, I'm watching this channel.
I'm sorry I brought that first part up. Go, I didn't hear you, but
right. This is how we started. So there was a time when we were watching a certain YouTuber, and we started moderating for several YouTubers. Like I was heavy in the YouTube streets. Every single channel, like I was in the African community, so to say, heavily. Like Jason and Gina was everywhere. Like and we slowly built a name, so to say, within the YouTube community
on a support platform.
Because I was big on supporting people, from all over the world. It wasn't just Africa; it was China, India, wherever. We were trying to always be in a community. So then finally we decided, you know what? Let's decide on creating a channel and putting out our own little adventures that we used to do. We were talking to this certain YouTuber,
and he kept telling us, hey, start a channel. I'll support you guys. We're like, okay.
We used to talk to him on and off YouTube, like he has a big name, so we used to take that and be like, all right, you know what? Let me start off by just dropping a few videos of us on our little travels, and then eventually it came to the point where they were coming to America, and we said, you know what? We can meet up with this them because they were pretty big in the game at the time.
They invited us to a meet
and greet, and that's where we met a lot of good people,
like the tour.
And that's where we got a lot of good advice from how to handle our YouTube channel. And the way it started was, anyhow you post a video, I'll shout you out, XYZ. So we were like, cool, you know what? We'll build our channel. As long as we post videos, they said, all right, I'll make sure we shout you out at least once a month. And we're like, all right, cool, no problem. So we went back home after the whole meeting and everything, and then
That happened.
that happened.
Right.
So everyone knows the whole entire story, X, Y,
Yeah.
Z. And after that, we decided, you know what? We need to branch off from that community and make a name for ourselves and do our own thing.
And that was really our first taste of YouTube drama.
Right.
Because, honestly, I didn't want any parts of it. I told Jason, I said, you know what, I don't even care because I wasn't really into YouTube like that, so it really didn't matter to me. And kind of took it personal because he considered this person a friend, a confidant.
Right. We
And,
talked on and off YouTube.
so Jason, our goal was just to pick ourselves up from the bootstraps and show people what our channel was really about. That our channel wasn't about this person. They didn't build our channel, and we were just going to show YouTube what we
You
had to
can't,
offer.
right. You can't break somebody if they don't stop. So, it was our mission to continue going, keep striving, and,
Yeah.
keep moving. Couldn't let anything like that get to us. We bounce back.
I love that. I love that. I love that. And you have a very beautiful comment here from Rebecca Le Prince who says, "Wow, Jason and Gina, where did you meet to love each other like this? Where did you meet to love each other like this?" And that's a very good, way to just,
That's a Brooklyn love story.
What did she say? Where do we meet to love each other like this?
yeah,
Well,
that's a very.
That it.
Jason and I had always been mutual friends.
Yeah, long time.
We lived on the same block. I always knew Jason, but I didn't know Jason. If that makes any sense. Like I was seeing acting and things like that, and then we became friends.
And until one day, I said,
Right? No, I was in a relationship. I got out of that relationship, and one day I was walking home from work, and he would always be sitting across the street with his male friends, and he'd be like,
like a young boy, like,
so I'm looking like,
hey, lady,
this
hey,
boy
lady.
is not me, so I would ignore him. And one day he said, I want to date you, and I was like, yeah, okay.
Ooh.
Because we were still in the same circle,
Circle of friends.
so to say, but
So I had already knew how old he was. And at that time, I was like, no, in my head, I was like, this guy is going to be up. I don't have time for this nonsense. I'm not taking care of him. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. And we sat down one day and we had a conversation, and I asked him, I said, well, what do you want to do? And, he explained to me exactly what he wanted to do. He had a plan. He was very mature. We were different on the cultural aspect because I was raised with a more southern background, and Jason's parents are Caribbean. So that was a little different. But I saw a man that was responsible. He was mature. He had a job. He was educated. And I said to myself, okay, I'm going to step out of my box a little bit and not let his age be a factor, and me deciding if I wanted to keep going with this relationship. My children were very young at the time. My youngest was 2 and my oldest was 12. So Jason doesn't have any children. So that was another thing that we discussed as friends before we even started a relationship, that, I came with children and no man was going to supersede my kids. I also need to be sure that he was ready to become a father because my children had fathers that were active in their lives, but a bonus dad. Because I was a single parent, meaning that I was raising them alone in the household by myself, although their fathers were active. And, Jason was on board with all of it. So it just happened from there.
Good question. I like that one. Who asked that question?
That was Rebecca Le Prince, our amazing queen
Hey,
from
Rebecca
Rebecca Le Prince.
from the UK, right?
From the UK, yes, 100%. And I like that answer that Gina gave, and maybe Jason can give it a bit of context. Like what was like, you guys sat down and had a conversation, and that was just the two of you. What was like the family reception like? Like the in-laws, Jason. Because I'm very curious because I know for those of us, for us black people, we do get our relatives.
Yes, I know exactly. What you
Give us the
asking?
give us the receipts.
All right, let me look at my receipt here. Hold on. No, but the way it was accepted or received was my mom didn't like Gina to begin
Oh
with.
wow.
My mom knew my dad
at all.
at all. You know, like, but at that time I was grown enough to make decisions on my own. My mom understood where I was coming from, so she was like, you know what, whatever you decide to do, I'm gonna support you regardless of what it is. And you
Yeah.
know, like there was nothing really anyone could say to me at that time because I knew how to handle business as a man. You know, like I wasn't asking anybody for anything. I didn't want for anything because I always had my own. Um, so it was a lot easier because I didn't have to depend on anybody to help me with anything in our relationship. And also the way I carried myself was a lot older than um, my peers within that same age group.
Well, I'm
And
waiting for the things to happen. You're not too far.
it put right here, guys. Hold on.
All right. Sorry.
Yeah, wait, that a plane was passing.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah, as Jason
Much
said,
better.
his mother absolutely did not like me, which was absolutely fine. And I think that was because we didn't make our relationship public.
Right.
Because remember, I said we had mutual friends, but we was kind of like keeping it just between
Hold on.
us.
Hush, hush. Don't talk
Because
too much.
automatically we knew that people were going to look at the age different. Then it was nobody's business anyway. So I said to Jason, I said, well, maybe if you introduce me to your mother, you know, that would make her feel a little different. So that happened. And this woman straight up told me, like, man, I like you.
And I like it.
And I'm like,
Oh,
why?
let me fix this. Sorry, Goga.
And I'm like, why? And she's like, that I was just using her son for physical purposes. He was my babysitter. And I had to explain to her, I said, no, I care about him. And she asked me to promise her that I would never hurt him. And like I told her, I would never do that intentionally.
Right.
You understand? So after time went by, his mother and I became the best of friends. Absolute best of friends. She children at home, grandchildren, every graduation, every birthday party, everything. Part of my life. So big,
Mom and her mom, they're the same age.
right. And my mother, his father is still a work in progress. I love my father-in-law.
But he's
Sorry, I lost you guys. So guys, don't worry, they'll be back shortly. Let me just read the comments briefly before they come back. So I see Miss Charmaine says, respect to the most beautiful relationship that starts out as friends. God has a way of showing us that love conquers all in love. 100%, 100%, 100%. And guys, Robin, thank you so much. Robin is helping me welcome people at Jason and Gina's side. And then my moderator, Helen, is also doing an amazing job in the background just to ensure that the chat is flowing. So if I don't see your chat, don't worry. I do have designated moderators who are helping welcome each and everyone as we get this show on the road. Yeah, so thank you so much for you guys tuning in. Let me allow them to like fix their internet, and then we can come back, or maybe their phone, or maybe whatever it is. So yeah, if you have any question you want to ask Jason and Gina, feel free to drop it on the chat. I'll be more than happy to place it before the lovely couple, and then we can be able to just listen. It's just a conversation. I do have my talking points, but usually the nature of this Sunday service, I never really have any particular script. I just base it based on what you guys ask and what you're interested to know about the beautiful guests and the co-hosts. Flo and Ted, welcome. Robin is saying, Jason, you dropped. So thank you so much, Robin, for handling the chat on the other side. Home Care Queen, nice to see you. Thank you so much for popping in. I thought I saw Marlon in the building. African Jojo says, I want to love somebody's son like this. African Jojo, I love it. I love it. I love it. Benny Blanco is rallying up support there in New York. I see Leilani Resurrection saying, Hello, Robin Millet. Guys, they'll be back here shortly. So we are multi-streaming on both platforms. So my name is Goga. You're watching me. I'm all the way. I'm a Kenyan, but Jason and Gina are like my amazing friends, and I'm glad to host them for the Sunday service. Sunday service is normally a show that I host every Sunday, where I highlight a content creator, and they come and share with us their story, their nuggets of wisdom, and to see whether what we can learn from it. I see TC in the building. Welcome, TC Lifestyle Adventures. Thank you so much for popping in. I'm just waiting for J and G to come back on the panel so that we can continue the conversation. And then I see let me see. Where did I stop? I think I'm running. I'm doing very well. 1 second, Goga. Okay, Jason Agina says 1 second, guys. They'll be back here. They look amazing though in the outdoors, right? Big Chill is in the building. Welcome, Big Chill, my amazing Canadian brother. Thank you so much for coming in. Nice to see you, Big Chill. Been a while. How you doing? Checking the connection. Okay, JNG. Mothers and son relationship is like a glue. It is so hard for a mother. This is a very beautiful comment. I will highlight it for Jason and Gina just because they were explaining the context of how their relationship started and the family was, there was the family dynamics, which was very important to navigate. Misha Bless, nice to see you. Welcome, Misha Bless. Thank you so much for popping in. Rebecca I'm the Prince, thank you so much for asking that question. I think that was a very good conversation starter. Let me highlight this comment by Miss Charmaine. I need to put a star on it, and then we can they'll handle it once they come back. Let me see. Yeah, I'm doing very well. Angeli Vlogs, thank you. Angeli, you are doing amazing. I love what your channel is doing. You're on the road to 1 million subscribers. You're on the road to 1 million subscribers. Thank you so much, Angeli Vlogs, for being here. They're working on the connection. Thank you, Robin. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think I'm running very well. If you're watching from Jason and Gina's side, you can drop a comment. I'm able to see all the comments. That is the beauty of being on this side. That's the beauty of being on this side. I'm able to see all the comments until even on Jason and Gina's channel. Because they also have this stream here where you can pay. So you can always read the comments. Misha says, Goga, I've been here a long time. Now you just see me. Sorry, Misha, because I was focusing on the questions and then I got late for the Sunday service. Life happened. But I'm here, so just trying to catch up. Yeah. Is anybody have not seen their message? And to everybody who's watching from the bush, we don't take it for granted. We appreciate your support as well. Goga, the white emojis are disappearing. I have no idea. I'm on stream yet, so I can't see my chat. I can't see my YT chat. I'm up to date on the chat. Goga, sorry, spell check is so bad. No worries, Miss Charmaine. Miss Charmaine, don't worry. I got it. I struggle here with names as well. If I'm butchering your name, please feel free to tell me, Goga, that's not how you pronounce my name. I will adjust and correct myself. I don't like butchering people's names. I don't like my name being butchered, so I can never butcher people's names intentionally. I see Famous is in the building. Rooted and Essential Oils, welcome. Dear Dada, today's interview is amazing. It's awesome. I know. I've been waiting to have Jason and Gina on the panel, and no weapon formed against this interview is going to prosper. I made it, despite the airport drama, despite all the shenanigans. I made it. I'm in a public place, so I may be making a bit of noise, but guys, we say when we are YouTubers, we never care about the world. The world is what we are dealing with right here. Goga, can you comment on Jason and Gina's channel so that people can connect to you? All right, let me do that. Thank you so much for that. And guys, I've pinned Jason and Gina's channel link on my page, so you can connect to them there. I've also tagged them on the title of the live stream. So let me just come and type something on. On Jason and Gina's page as I wait for HOV, nice to see you. I see they are logging in from the phone. No worries. Sorry about it. These things. Let me see. I need to type something on Jason and Gina's stream. Let me go there right away. They have their ads on. I see 21 million people there. Thank you so much. I see you guys are connecting to them. Let me come there on the chat. Okay, hi guys. I've just typed hi guys. There you go. That's my name. I only have one name on YouTube. Yeah, I only have one name on YouTube. I'm trying to be like, the way you say Prince, and I know Gina loves Prince a lot, so that's why I'm using the word Prince. The way you say Prince, the way you say Beyonce, Rihanna. So I'm trying to be Goga, just one name. I'm not trying to use all my government names on YouTube. Um, right, they're back, they're back, they're back. Let me bring them back. Let's see how this is gonna look. Thank you so much. So guys, if you don't have Jason and Gina from my community, please connect them, and the link is pinned up there, and they are on the title of. I've tagged them on the title of my live stream, so you can click on their link. It will take you directly to their live stream. The live stream is also happening on the other side. Um, yeah. So let me wait for them to just get their visuals, and then we can start. Um, thank you, Robin. Thank you, Robin.
Okay.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
We have to go to
Welcome.
backup plan
Sorry about that.
and fix the camera.
Get up last time. Yes, we back.
Tell
Sorry
me now,
about that,
Goga.
y'all. Can you hear us? Goga, can you hear us? Oh, wait.
We're good. And you see it.
Welcome back. All right.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Sorry, I got a call.
Okay.
Where were we? We missed. I think you're just finishing your thought on how you improve your relationship with Jason's mom.
Oh,
That's why you dropped off. Your,
okay.
yeah,
So, like I said, in the beginning,
graduations, parties. Yeah.
yeah, in the
Yeah.
beginning, like I said, and she became a big part of my life, my mother-in-law. You know, I grew to love her immensely, respect her. I learned a lot from her. Because when I met Jason, I didn't know anything about like Caribbean food, how to prepare it, the things that he liked. And I sat in her kitchen, I watched her, and I love that lady. I love her just like I love my mother. She's a wonderful person.
I love it. I love
I
it.
get
I love
along well with
it.
Jason's siblings. So yeah.
Nice. Jason, what was it like on your end? Gina's kids, how did they receive their new dad? What was that relationship like?
The relationship
Just
in the
building that.
beginning, it was good because I felt as if, her son at the time was 2 years old, her youngest, and I just wanted to treat him, you know, as his own because the dad was there, but not there 100%. So, I always want to show him what it was to be a man. Like in my home, I grew up with, I wouldn't say strict parents, but I grew up with manners and things like that. So I grew up with him. I taught him, like, yes, sir,
He potty trained him.
potty trained him, little things like that, from day one. So it felt like
You yours?
it was my son to raise and to show how. And to this day, I'm,
Nice.
I feel honored because he's grown to be such an amazing man. So it's, it's crazy how time flies for one, and how an impact one person could be on someone's life.
Yeah.
It means a lot.
He's been a great bonus dad. A great bonus dad. Amazing. Even with my
I
oldest
love
son,
that.
he looks up to Jason as a role model. When they need to have that man conversation, Jason has that conversation with them. And, I've never really had an issue with my boys when it came to Jason at all. I was always stern on if he tells you to do something, you do it. You know, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, let's have a conversation
Look,
about it.
not to cut you, but that last picture that Goga had up, okay, this is our wedding
Yeah.
Yeah,
picture.
that's Jason's mom in the purple. That's my mom in the
That's my
purple.
mom. That's when we went out,
Wait,
just a
let
regular,
me.
right there. That's my mom in the purple, and that's Regina's mom in the blue.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So
Thank you for
I
putting that together, by the way,
thank you.
Goga. That's nice.
When I first met Jason, everybody kept telling me, "Oh, society, society, society," but I wasn't trying to
Yes.
build my future with society. So I really didn't care too much about what anybody had to say. You understand? Because I was getting a lot of advice from people who weren't happy. So I had a conversation with my son, and I asked him, I said, "Do you like Jason?" And he's like, "Ma, I love him. He's good to us, and he's good to you." So that was all I needed was my child's approval and my mom's approval, and
Look at Foxy Gino.
here we are today.
Love that. I love that. I love that. And I like what you said about the society. And sometimes we get into this trap of what will people think, what will people say, and sometimes it stops us from doing bringing out the best in ourselves and bringing out our highest potential. What has been the lesson like, and you guys, I look up to you as mentors because you have a bit of more experience probably than me. What has been to the people who are like listening to us, because you have to interact with younger folk, especially in these whitey streets. What is that word of advice, from where you sit, based on the collective lessons you guys have been through in terms of society? What will people say? What will people, am I good enough? What will people think? Because sometimes we really like compare ourselves with we like getting that validation from the society, yet sometimes you don't. As you grow older, I've been speaking to a lot of older people, and even my mentors who are older, they normally tell me, Goga, when you get to my age, you'll realize that keep doing whatever you want to do because it doesn't matter and no one cares at the end of the day. And these are
Right.
60-year-olds, 70-year-olds. So talk to us about this, because I think I like how you brought it up.
Well, in reference to society, I don't feel like anything about our relationship meets society standards. And like I said, that's absolutely fine. Because when I decided to marry Jason, like I said, I wasn't
Gino
going
was
to
a
be.
cougar.
Shut up. I wasn't going to be marrying society.
It is what it is,
I
right?
can't
Jason,
stand him, y'all, for real.
It is
And,
what it is.
it took some time to
Jason, you
get
have it.
used to being out in public. People would stare. Some people would say, like, if we were in a conversation with someone would say, "Oh, your son," and I'm like, "Come on now." And he looked young, but he don't look that damn young. So, it never bothered us, Goga.
It really didn't.
You know, um,
It's hard for some because you know what? If you're not mentally strong enough, especially from the man's point of view, because she's an older woman, so a lot of times you would see
I'm
older.
seasoned. I'm seasoned.
Okay, so you might see older men trying to, you know,
Like,
whatever
what
it
you
is.
doing with this young boy?
Right.
Or people would have the misconception that either I was his sugar mama
Yeah,
or he was some young guy
That I was
with a
rich
whole bunch of
baller.
money and was taking care of me because I
Right.
was older. So,
Which was the case now.
no, it wasn't.
I'm just
Anyway,
kidding.
so we just decided to let people think what they wanted to think. At the end of the day, it is what it is. I love him. His age didn't play a factor. So we don't really care too much about what anybody has to say about our relationship. What we eat don't make you know the rest. And, we're happy.
I love that. I love that, and I love those inside jokes you guys normally crack, and I've seen them a lot also on your live stream. You normally have a
Of
way you
course.
guys communicate to each other. I mean, how many? I know you celebrated your anniversary. How many years has it been?
We've been
Just for the
together
people who are not
now.
aware, because I know.
We've been together now for 20 years, 20 plus years.
20 plus. We've been married for 11,
11 now
and we've been together
for 20
for
plus.
altogether
Wow.
20 plus. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I did a bid with
So
Gina.
imagine.
I could have basically gone to jail for 20
You
years.
are in jail.
I, committed murder. That's how I put it to my friends. Like, but we've been together for that long that it seems, like to the regular man, it's like, wow, you've been with this woman for 20 years. How is that? Like,
Yeah.
but to me, these 20 years honestly have flown by because we're not just in a relationship. I'm also with my friend, so to say.
If we have a partnership,
We're a partnership.
right.
We got a bond that
I
nobody
mean,
can basically break.
I mean, Jason, it's been 20 years. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah,
It's
right,
been 20
basically.
years.
I'm invested. I'm
and
invested.
Absolutely, you've come so far. So where are you going? Anyway, you have a very
Right.
beautiful comment from Famous. That is rooted in essential oils. Famous says, "Me and my husband get that all the time. We have an age gap. We have an age gap." And then there is a comment here by TC. TC from your side says, "People often mistake me and Miss Charmaine as a couple. We can't help but laugh at that misconception."
Oh, you gotta
So I
love
I,
that one,
I
TC.
love this. Yeah, I love this. And then I like, we definitely understand the struggle. We definitely understand the struggle. I totally love how people are totally like relating to this. I told you guys they are very real and they keep it as it is. They tell it as it is. This lovely couple made me come out of the bush. It's been long since I chatted on a live stream. Sassy says, yeah, it's called the Jason and Gina effect or the J and G effect. Nia TV is in the
J&G.
building. Welcome, Nia. It is so interesting to see everybody from Jason and Gina's farm, the Friday live stream that I think I'm in that live stream, and yet it's the Sunday service. So it feels nice. It feels nice. It feels nice.
And guys, I want to say,
You guys
Goga,
have also,
I want to say to the people
yes,
on our end who haven't connected to Goga,
What are you waiting for?
what are
Please
you
do.
waiting for?
Like, come
Like
on,
Goga
guys.
is a
Listen,
wealth
listen.
of
Let me
knowledge,
explain to you.
guys.
And it's not all about the numbers, guys.
Right,
You know that.
right,
Come on, guys. Come on. You guys are playing yourself. Goga is in these YouTube streets more than Jason and I.
right.
He's
He's
supporting people.
heavy in these streets,
And
man.
not only is Goga a great supporter, he shares information.
Yeah.
On this platform, it's very hard and rare to find people that are going to share something that has made their channel successful or grow. Because, people want you to be better, be good, but also, in some cases, not better than them.
Right. It's always
It's
about
like that
competition,
sometimes.
you know?
So Goga is so open to sharing information, new ideas. The minute he finds out about something, he's on this
thank
platform to
you.
put you guys on. So come on, guys. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to Goga.
Yes.
Yes.
So if you're on our side, please, please, please go over to Goga and connect.
Show him some love,
Show
guys.
some love.
Thank you so much.
Support is free. Pay it forward.
That's
Thank
it.
you so
Guys.
much for that.
Yeah.
Support is free. I love that. I love that philosophy. I love that philosophy. You guys have a lot of amazing adventures.
Yeah.
When did that, was that part of a conversation you guys had after you got married, or this is something that you guys have been doing since you met? You have
Well,
an amazing sense of adventure, and sometimes they look wild. Sometimes it's balanced. Sometimes it's so random, but you all look like you're always having an amazing time. Be it walking in the streets of New York over lunchtime to meet of I don't know, like a pizza slice or something like that, to bigger trips like Colombia. Talk to us about these adventures and what sparked this interest to like actually be just experiencing places together as a
well,
couple.
when I first met Jason, I had never. Well, yes, I had. I had traveled out of the country one time, no, twice. Via cruise. I had never been
Yeah.
on an airplane. I had no desire to go on an airplane, and we were getting married, and we decided that we were going to get married in Las Vegas. So
But before that, let's take it back another
we were
step.
traveling, but we weren't.
Hold on. Let me tell it. So our first trip ever, we wanted to go to the Poconos,
Oh,
right?
right. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know, please forgive my wife, guys, because she's forgetting that she always wanna
Oh, I'm
skip
sorry.
ahead. Hold on, hold on, hold on,
I
hold on.
forgot. I
Let me
forgot.
tell them about the story.
Okay. Okay.
Please. So that was our first trip ever that we decided, you know what? And that was our first real adventure. And that's how I realized that Gina is the one because, it takes a lot to, I'm trying to impress this woman. So I'm like, you know what? I want to take it to the Poconos for the weekend. So I planned on having us get a car and drive out to the Poconos and spend 3 days out there for the weekend. On the day of, the
Cool.
person that I was going to get the car from decided
They
I'm
fly.
not going to let you hold the car. So at that moment, I had to think like she was upset. I believe it was her birthday, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
and it was pouring down rain.
It was pouring down rain. So I had to decide on a whim, like, you know what? How can I find a way to get to the Poconos still? Because I already booked the room, everything. So I said, you know what? There's a Greyhound bus. So if we pack right now, we can get up and go, and then make this bus maybe like 4 hours, and then hop on the bus, and it'll take us really close to where we're supposed to stay in the Poconos.
So we do that.
So we do that. We pack. I'm like, all right, babes, this is the plan.
So
Pack
fast
the
forward,
bag.
we get to the
Get
Poconos,
to the
right?
Poconos, right? They let us off
And
at
it's
this.
raining. We get off in the middle of this place.
Random area,
We
real
don't know where we
random.
are. We're surrounded by woods, so we walk into this little like convenience thing, and we're
So I'm
like,
telling her the resort is maybe a mile up ahead,
so we're
just a
like in
mile.
the cab, and the lady looks at us and she laughs, and she's like, "There are no taxis here," and we're like,
It was like a scary movie.
"Okay, so how are we supposed to get to the resort?" So she was like,
She doesn't know. So I
"And
said, you
there,
know what, babes? I think the
let's
resort is
walk,
right by where that light is.
let's
Let's
walk."
just walk a little bit. And then by the time we get to that light, everything be all right. So we started lugging our bags on the side of the
I
road.
had on high heel shoes trying to impress him. Yeah.
And then we got to the light, and then there was no resort in sight. All we saw was another mile ahead, another street
People are
light,
whizzing past us, looking at us like, "What?" So this random car
a
just
random
stops.
car like in the movie
And she's
says
like, "Where are you guys going?" And we're like, "We're going to Split
Split
Rock."
Rock, the
And
Split
he's
Rock
like,
Resort.
"You're walking?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You can't walk that." So he offers us a ride.
Right.
I'm a little leery to get into this car. I don't
Just
know
a
this man.
random
So I
man.
tell Jason, I'm like, "You sit in the front. I'm going to sit in the back.
So
Just
if
in
nothing
case he tries to
happens,
do something, I could grab him from behind and we'll be all right." So,
some real movie stuff.
so this guy happens to be from Brooklyn.
He's also so we're talking and he's like, "Where you guys from?" We're like, "We're from Brooklyn." He's like, "Hey,
He's
me
like, "I'm
too."
from Brooklyn too." So we felt a little safer. So anyway, we get to the resort, we get out, we check in. People are like, "Where's your car?" So we were too embarrassed back then to tell them like we don't have a
We,
car.
we didn't get the
We made up
car.
some story about our car breaking down, and we just became the resort celebrities.
They were like, "Oh my
Because
God, you guys walk
they were like,
here."
"There are bears here.
They're like, "There's
There are
bears
wild
here."
animals. You should have been attacked." So that was the time when I knew. I said, "Wait a minute, I can." He matched my fly, you
I
know.
could rock with this girl. So
Yeah.
that from then on, that's our intro story. So that is how I knew that Regina was definitely a ride or die woman. And ever since then, we've been on adventures, and we just never recorded.
Yeah.
We never half the adventures if we recorded previously, we would have
Yeah.
had. If it's all about subs, we would have had thousands of subs by now. But we started, and from here, this is what you guys going forward.
And as far as the international travels, like before I met Jason, I had gone on 2 cruises. I was really afraid to fly. I had a phobia of flying, so I had never been on an airplane. And we were getting married. We decided to get married in Las Vegas, and I was like, "Well, can you drive me there?" And he's like, "Absolutely not. You have to get in a plane."
That was the first time on a plane.
So we told our family, and that was the first time I ever got in a plane, and I just fell in love with it.
And the way that happened, I asked Gina to marry me, but so instead of us saying, you know what, we're not being, we don't want to spend for people to come and just, be fake and phony
Yeah.
and just be there for the food and what we had to offer them. So we said, you know what, instead of spending that money, let's spend it on us and our family, and then make sure we have the wedding of our dreams.
Right. And it
so
was
to
also
say.
my birthday, so we decided to get married on my birthday.
So we said, you know what? Tell your mom, my mom, and a few of our close friends.
We put an open invitation.
Yep.
Whoever accepted, accepted. Whoever didn't, no love lost. And we hopped on a plane
We
and we
flew
flew
out
to
there.
Vegas.
We flew to Vegas. It was about maybe like 6 or 7 of us.
Yeah, we got married.
There.
It was 100 degrees. And ever since that trip, you know,
That was
we
our first time on a plane.
just started to just go places. His dad has a home in Aruba, and
For our honeymoon, we went to Mexico. That was our first international travel.
the travel bug just bit us.
I've been to Jamaica before.
Nice.
My family's from there.
Yeah, so just stepping out of our comfort zone, getting away from the city, seeing that there's so much more to this world. I like history, so I like exploring different places, looking at different cultures, learning how people live. So yeah, I think that's what sparks us. Like, I just love it.
Good question.
It's a lovely story, and I like. I love how Nia and Robin and everybody is so excited about that story, and you guys
Yeah,
are
'cause I
wild.
told Robin
And
that
I
story,
love how
girl.
Hey, Nia.
and
Yeah,
how
thank
many,
you.
yeah. So thank you so much. I see amazing people in the chat. Pancake, Claudia, Polino. See the Pancake. Welcome. I saw you connected to Jason
Yes,
and Gina on
Pancake.
their
Pancake.
live
Yes.
stream. Yeah. And then I see Kisha. Kisha is in the building. Kisha, I have receipts on Kisha, but she threatened me, so I will keep quiet. I will not talk about it. Yeah, she literally sent me a veiled threat on Instagram, so I will shut up. Kisha, I said it. Thank you so much, TC, for the connecting. I really appreciate that. to people who love traveling. I mean, how many countries have you been to by now? Like on top of your head?
Uh,
We've been to like maybe
Mexico, Aruba, um, the
Colombia,
Bahamas,
Bahamas,
Colombia,
Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
A
They're
few.
showing off now, guys.
No,
They're
you
like
asked us.
they
Stop
can't
it.
keep. Yeah, they
but
can't keep count anymore. I mean,
we definitely
forget I
have
asked
some
that
more
question.
international travels coming soon.
Moving on swiftly. I like how they're like, oh, this one, they're thinking about it. They're thinking about them. There's so many. Anyway, it's amazing. What I mean, you also run a channel as a, this. You're one of the like most consistent couple channels that I've actually engaged with. And the other day I was interviewing a couple here, and I was just trying to figure out, some of us don't, we don't get our better halves really on the screen. They are probably always just in the background, and either they are the moderators or either they are doing something or doing the marketing or doing the communication. What is it like running a channel as a couple? To the people who may be looking at you guys right now and they're like, husband, you see what they are doing? We need to be Jason and Gina. Like we need to be like Bonnie and Clyde right there even on YouTube streets. What is your experience running a channel as a couple? Because one thing I like about it is how it brings in that different like marriage of both cultures and your experiences. Gina talked about Caribbean food, and Gina's not because I mean Jason is from the Caribbean, so the aspect of the food coming in. But to the people who may be looking at you guys right now and they're wondering, couple channel goals. Or to that lady who is looking at the husband right now and they're like, husband, are you listening to this too? Why have we not done this before? Talk to us about the intricacies of running a channel as a couple.
So, in the beginning when we started, we were told that, at some point in time we needed to separate as
Yeah,
a channel because sometimes couples channels don't work for various
that
reasons.
was the advice that we got.
Sometimes because of jealousy, or maybe the man can't take compliments that the woman may get online. But for Jason and I, it's fun because I think that we complement each other. Jason, as most of you may have observed, is the calmer side of Gina.
And the technical.
Right. Jason compliments me because he calms me down. He shows me the bigger picture. Like things that I used to trip over, I slide over easier now because of Jason. I like the way that we both can sit down and I can express to him the things that I'm not happy with, and vice versa. Woo! That bird almost came over here. Jason is also the more technical side of the channel. He runs the logistical part. So he makes sure everything is set up correctly. He does the, investigation about the target audiences and, where the views are going to be higher. And I'm more of
Talker.
the talker. I'm the more engaging one. I'm the one because a lot of people think that a couple's channel is way easier, but in
I
reality,
keep it real, guys.
in my opinion, I think it's a little bit more difficult, especially living in New York City, because I can pull someone closer to me by approaching them alone versus approaching them with Jason. Because in the city, it's
Nice.
very rare for a man and a woman to walk up to you like, hey, you got a YouTube channel. People are looking at you like, you're going to try to rob me or you're going to try to
Right.
scam me. So, usually Jason plays the back. I'll feel people out. I'll start a conversation and then I'll say, oh, hey, that's my husband. We have a channel. And then filter him into the conversation,
Or into the video.
into the video. Right. So I kind of
Sorry,
feel like it's 50-50 with our
it's
channel.
not working.
And
It's not working. Yeah.
yeah, I feel like, our channel is 50-50 and we come together to complete that 100.
Yeah.
It's a partnership.
I love that. I love that. I mean, and I like how you say that Jason is. I've always because Jason is always worrying about the technical things. Gina thrives as a public speaker. And this will be now a question just to talk about your jobs and your professional the
Okay.
professional side. You've been very vocal on how YouTube is not your full time job for both of you. For you guys, you have things that you do when you're not on YouTube. Talk to us about these professional things and how you find balance between work, because I do know I've seen Gina sneak out of the office to come to my party on YouTube. So that's how they know she's busy. And Jason, there's a time Jason I think was also very busy and engaged. How do you guys find an intricate balance between the content creation process, the traveling and the adventures, and also your jobs? You know, what puts food on your tables and what like supports your families and your activities or your lifestyles.
So when it comes to balancing of the channel and also jobs, so right now we have videos all the way from Aruba, Puerto Rico, Texas that I haven't been able to edit yet because of our jobs. And, to sit down and take the time because I like to edit our videos. It's easy to just shoot and put anything together and say, here, take that. But when it comes to our videos, I take the time to sit down and piece them together and make them make sense, so to say, instead of just trying to put out anything. I
Yeah.
preferably to sit down, take my time, review the video, and then put out, something that we could be proud of and look at maybe
Have
a
no
year,
regrets about.
no regrets. So years down the line, I could be like, all right, this is what we did. This is part of our journey, and then look at our growth, going forward. So the balance is kind of hard to work and also be full time on YouTube to create content and drop quality work. So, like I was telling Gina, it's almost like a cheat what we're doing right here by doing a live stream, but also it's engaging to keep our community growth strong and let people know who we are. Although we still have the content, we're still keeping it engaging for the people on the sideline. That's it.
And I think too, like for me, YouTube can never take precedence over our paychecks. It can't. Because, and this is nothing against anyone who doesn't work and is on YouTube full time. I could never survive in New York City without a full time job. We have bills to pay. We have to live in the real world. We have to eat. You know, things happen. Sometimes our parents need help. Our children need help. So a check from YouTube once a
Yes.
month is not going to. I mean, I'm being honest. Even if it was a $10,000 check once a month, it would not help me stay afloat
Because you
and
got to
survive.
pray that 10,000 is every single month.
And then I also, YouTube will not afford me a retirement plan. It will not afford me health coverage if I get sick.
Right.
So I am grateful for everything that I gain on this platform, but my job will always take precedence over
Supersede
YouTube.
YouTube.
And this is why I find it necessary. Like even when I'm having conversations with, shout out to my girl Robin and my girl Nia TV, who have become like sisters to me. When I have these conversations with them, it's like, they will both tell me like, listen, you have to deal with your real life. And I'm not saying YouTube is not my real life, but this is why I find it necessary to come up and tell people what we're going through at that moment. Maybe not detailed of what we're going through, but just to let you guys know that, hey, we're dealing with something right now. We're going to have to come off this platform. If you need us, you know how to reach us. So, as much as I enjoy this platform, financially, it's nothing that I would depend on 100%. So my work always it supersedes the platform. And when we have the extra time, here we are on YouTube.
That's our grandson, Kaden.
I love
Yeah, that's our grandson.
Nice. And speaking of, oops, sorry, I clicked on something wrong. I want to
It's
just
okay,
go
it's
back
all
to
right.
your. Wait. You said this was your grandson?
Yes,
Yes,
the
that's my
Spider-Man.
the young man in the black cap.
Gina,
That's my son Devontae. That's his son, Kaden. That's our grandson, Kaden.
wow, Gina, you're a glamour?
Yes,
No
Glamour.
way.
yes. Oh, you know I had a grandson?
No
Yes,
way.
yes.
You think we're just holding that little
No
boy?
way. Oh my goodness. I
4
am
years old. His
impressed.
name is Kaden.
No. Wow.
Yep. He's
Wow.
about to be 5 years
Yep.
old in
You never.
November.
I love that. Speaking of paycheck, allow me to acknowledge our super chatter and our sponsor. Pancake just blessed the chat and turned the chat into purple. So Pancake, thank you so much for the blessing. Here at
Hey,
Yoga
thank
with
you,
Yoga, we
Pancake.
normally say, yeah, thanks. I'll give you your water so that Jason and
Thank
Gina
you,
can catch their
Rebecca.
breath for a bit. Thank you so much. So I'll do that for Pancake. Pancake, this is for you. May your pot brim with abundance, Pancake. May your
Thank you,
pot brim with
Pancake.
abundance.
Thank you
Yeah,
for
I just met Pancake the other day. What's up, Pancake?
Pancake.
Yeah, Pancake is amazing, and I met Pancake through Flo and Ted, and he did an amazing job for Flo and Ted who just got monetized, and I said any brother of our sister is our own, and he finally got 100 and is growing that channel very beautifully. He's an amazing man from the US, and I think you'll be getting to see a lot of him on your channel because I saw him on your. We'll talk about your receipts, Jason and Gina, on that loop video.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about some receipts. Goga, before we end, we gotta talk about receipts. Goga, not to cut you, but how long until your flight?
I still have some time. I have like 2 hours, so.
Okay, so we
But
cool. All
I'll be
right,
done.
I'm just making sure
We
time
don't want
is
you to
good,
miss your flight.
like Gina does.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, don't worry. There's a colleague of mine who is keeping a Hawkeye on me, so I'm good. Thank you so much. All right,
Look, that's
guys,
a
we'll continue
zip
our
lining through
conversation.
the jungles of Mexico. On that. On
You see how he's
Nice.
spraying in
This
the
is.
background?
look,
Jason is a fool. You see
I
him,
know.
right?
I saw this
That's
picture and
when
I was like, why was he praying?
that's when we
Was
first
he
met.
praying for his life?
yeah,
Yeah,
I
he's
was
praying
praying,
for his life.
like Lord of mercy. You know how the thing go.
He took an ATV through the jungle. Yeah, that was a
Like,
adventure too.
yo, Lord, have mercy on my soul. See, on Sunday
Jason,
I had to pray.
what was going through your mind on in this picture? Because when I saw it, I said I'm going to laugh about it. Because what was going through your mind right now in this picture, in that moment?
I was hoping that any of my sins didn't kill me, because you know what? She's riding the ATV. No, Lord, help me.
Could it have anything to do with the fact that a beautiful woman is driving an ATV? And I know men do have their own reservations when it comes to a woman handling a machine.
Yes,
Well,
exactly.
he's still alive, right? So that speaks for itself.
Because after this picture, I told her, please, let's switch places. Hold on, guys. Jet
Somebody's
ski.
gonna jet ski.
Yeah, they got jet skis out here, guys. And so after this picture, I asked her, hey, can we switch seats, because I don't really trust you riding me right now.
Yeah, basically. But he's still alive, so that speaks for itself.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Who drives
I
between the
didn't know how to
who
tingle.
drives the car between the two of you?
Oh,
Is
I
Gina
drive.
passenger princess or she loves? Okay,
No, I don't
just
drive.
checking. Just
Passenger
checking.
princess.
I don't drive.
Passenger princess all the
I'm
way.
learning, but I don't drive.
Yeah.
All right, just checking. I mean, Gina, why?
Honestly,
I mean,
I'm being.
why do you suffer?
I know this might sound horrible, but I did grow up in the South and everybody drove. But I grew up in the city. My mom didn't drive. We didn't have a car when I was growing up. So from the time back when it was safe, I was 8 or 9 years old. I was navigating, getting on the bus, taking a train. So I've always become accustomed to public transportation and things like that. So honestly, I think driving is boring. And don't judge me. I just think driving is boring. I don't want to pay that much attention. And Jason, he loves to drive. He likes to do that. So I don't see what's the problem.
Guys, I'm looking at Gina's phone, not to cut her, but she'd even give the video a like, and she's on her phone. So, guys,
'Cause
if
I'm
you haven't
talking.
done so, give the video a like,
But how
please.
you gonna blow me up like that
Damn,
and say I
she
didn't
even
give the video a like?
Come on, man. Right, Goga? People gotta understand. Just hit that like button. It's right there. It takes 2 seconds.
That's why.
Come on, show some love.
That's why he's not gonna eat later.
Just hit that button.
For anybody.
Thank you, darling.
Yeah, I am a
You guys-
passenger princess, Goga. I am, and I'm proud of it.
It's okay to be a passenger. Gina, it's okay to be a passenger princess. There is no judgment. We are not judging. It's okay. It's
He
perfectly
drives me
fine. It's
around,
perfectly
and I drive him crazy. So hey,
All right.
You balance each other out, right?
that's it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
You-
Thank you so much, guys. If you have any question you want to ask the beautiful couple, please feel free to ask. I'll be more than happy to highlight it for them to to be able to
And-
take it.
and Gogo.
And it's just yes.
We've also been called a passport couple.
All right.
I'm not a passport bro. She's not a
Oh.
passport sis. We're passport couples. We're changing the name of the game. We're changing it.
I,
Changing the
I love
narrative.
I can see you guys. I can see you guys are fixing the narratives one trip at a time and one
That's
one
it,
upload
that's
at a time.
it.
Jason, you got some very good compliments on how you tell a story through videos, and how you edit the videos. Talk to us about and either of you can take this question. Talk to us about the creative process on how you like do your videos. Your videos have been doing very well. The algorithm loves your videos. You don't post often, but when you drop your video, it is sure going to do some amazing work on YT streets. What is the
Yeah.
creative process that goes on behind your videos, and how did you like envision that process in terms of your creativity when it comes to the channel?
So I like to base our videos basically on our, how we try to updo our last video. How can I make it a little bit better? Add a little bit more to it because as the time go on, we've got a lot of good advice from other YouTubers. Like my guy Jamaica Walk By. We met him last year at another meet and greet, and ever since then he's been like a brother, to us. He's given us some great advice. He's on the road to 200K, so we had to, take heed into, what he does, his style.
And I guess also too, like learning how to accept that constructive criticism.
Yes.
Where like we would post a video, so to speak, and Ivan would contact us to say, hey, can I give you guys some advice on that last video? And we're like, sure, bro. So we would call him and he would tell us like, okay, you can do this, or I noticed that. And we just took heed to the people that were watching us.
And like I would drop a video and then I would get messages from like Ivan. He's like, "Yo, great video, bro. Like, I like your edits." I'm like, "Wow, you know what? Me, I just when I envision a video, we sit back and be like, what would someone else think? How, if I'm watching it,
Yeah,
like, would I watch
I'm
this
watching the video
as a neutral?
not
Like, it's my
critiquing
own
it because
video,
it's us, just critiquing it as somebody else that's watching the video. If
right?
that makes any sense. You know what I mean? And just learning how to, and also, I'm gonna keep it real, watching other people and learning what not to do,
Hmm.
or what mistakes not to make. Nothing
Because
is
we
ever
made
gonna,
plenty of
yeah, nothing is
mistakes.
ever gonna be perfect. And investing into our channel. I remember one time in particular, we had gone to DR and we had did a video at night. Long story short, we got a
Using a
comment.
GoPro.
It was very positive, but it was also eye opening. And the person was like, "This would have been this would have been so much more of a great video if you would have invested in a better camera." And that kind of hit us like, okay, we're gonna go by what people are telling us, and we're gonna invest in our channel. So that's very important too. Investing in your channel, spending some money in the things that's gonna put that video out top quality.
And you know what? Also, it took a lot of research because at first we saw with a GoPro, so we're like, all right, cool. And then I noticed that my wife, she likes to go live. So I was like, you know what? How can I use the GoPro to go live? That's before stream started. So I figured out a way how to use the GoPro to go live so the quality could still be at 1080p, a higher resolution. So then I realized that the GoPro was shut off at a certain time 'cause it got too hot. So it took a lot of research on how to make sure our videos were able to, if I want to stay on live for 6 hours, I'm still able to do that. So it takes a lot for you to take some time and throw it into your channel. How do you want it?
Yeah, like don't just put something out there. And also, too, when we're filming, we come across a lot of situations that we don't film.
And put
We
out
also
there.
want to make sure while we're making this content that we're not exploiting anyone. We're not gaining off of somebody else's misery. Because I'm real keen on if I can't help you, I'm not going to record you.
Right.
So, and also respecting our audience where, making sure that things are not, what's the word I'm looking for, offensive, and just show people good times, good people.
Right. People don't got time to be miserable.
Despite your social and economic background, let's go. Let's show people the beauty of the world, the different cultures,
Right.
things of that
There's
nature.
more out there
Yeah.
to this world than, and that's what we want to showcase. A lot of times on our videos, people like we appreciate you guys just walking around showing us the simple side of Coney Island because maybe you're not able to
Travel
get
out,
there.
yeah, maybe you're not able to hop on a plane.
Maybe
Content is not always in another country.
Right.
Although it helps, but content could just be walking to the store and running into somebody. So,
Just being
a lot of
engaged.
thought into the things that we want to bring to this platform.
Definitely.
to keep people coming back for more.
Okay. Goga must be having some issues, guys.
Where's your phone?
Yeah, sorry, I got a call, so I got a call, but we are back, we are back, we are back, we are back, we are back.
You good?
Anyway, you have yes, I'm here. Hey, Doriata, welcome and congratulations on 1K. Butterroll Boutique, congratulations on 1K. Congratulations on 1K.
Congratulations.
Well done. Well, yeah.
Who's on
Butterroll
one?
Boutique got to 1K. Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
We celebrate
Butterbro,
these small milestones.
congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Congratulations. And then I like what Nia is just highlighting what you're saying. Exactly. The world has a lot going on. I think people can appreciate the good stuff. You have a very interesting question from Home Care Queen. Home Care Queen is asking, and there are some comments that I just want you to highlight, and then you can. These are just for purposes of you knowing when you guys dropped out. At some point, every YouTuber has to branch off and build a name for themselves. This was from DKC, and then African Jojo said, "I wish one day to be in love with someone's son like Gina." He just added like Gina.
Jojo. That's a good one,
Then
Jojo.
Then, of course, Nia says, that's great. You're open for healthy criticism. How do you know
That's right, Nia.
how to get better unless you're able to take the advice? And
Yep,
then
that's
Home Care
true.
Queen was asking, Home Care Queen was asking, how do you keep the spice alive? I need to get coffee. How do you keep
Hey,
the spice alive?
we're
That is
gonna keep
what
that
Home
for
Care
happy
Queen was
dog.
asking.
And you know what?
Ah,
Especially in the beginning, you know,
Yeah.
because as a young man, you gotta make sure you're vibrant. You gotta make sure you're active, and you gotta be on your big man things.
I guess, how to keep the spice alive is having open and honest conversations about the things that, we like, we don't like. There are times when things that are maybe going on with me because I'm experiencing those things that older women experience, and you ladies know what I mean. And having conversations with my husband to make him understand that, what I'm going through.
Of
Um,
course.
we don't have a problem apartment because, we're very spontaneous people, and
And we've been like that since day one.
right.
Well, I wouldn't be like, oh, since day one, but we've grown to know each other from, I know everything damn near about Gina, like.
Right. We don't get what's the word I'm looking for? Like, for example, when we met Mary, okay, prime example, I'm glad you mentioned the spice. A lot of people, a lot of people I got a lot of backlash about that. Oh my God, how you bringing your man around this woman? Look at her body. Oh, why is Jason looking at that woman? Jason's a man, he has eyes, he's gonna look. You understand? Maybe he might look and it may give him a turn on and that might help me out in the bedroom later. I don't know. But I'm just saying, I'm not intimidated by another woman.
It's all about respect
That
as
doesn't
well.
intimidate me.
It's about respect as well.
I'm not intimidated by that. I know
I'm
what my
not sliding off
right.
in the bushes
I know
with
what my
nobody.
husband likes. I know what he needs, and when I'm supposed to provide those things from him, that's exactly what I do.
Good question. Good question. Keep them coming. Spicy.
Wait,
Caliente.
And he's
wait,
totally
wait, wait.
inappropriate. So
Yeah, I'm very bad, guys.
he's not a, he's very
I'm
inappropriate.
I'm I'm and guys, sometimes if you ever see in the chat like something really crazy, more than likely that's coming from me. So, like a lot of times like Jason and Gina, it's more than likely come from me unless you see a purple heart.
But now that our kids are older,
Oh my,
our
yeah.
physical life is top 10 because we don't have to worry about the little ones and we can just get up and go. If we feel like we don't have enough privacy, we can just go fly somewhere and get a room and, enjoy ourselves. So, yeah.
Hey, Helmcare, I think you got the most detailed answer from Jason and Gina. I think that question
And
that
no, he is
that's the
not
it's
allowed to
like
have
the
more than one wife. So,
No, hold on. Goga, I want to apologize because Gina did lie on where we met.
he's stupid.
Goga, on our last live stream,
oi
on one
what?
of our live streams,
Mm.
Goga, put us on the big screen because I want to apologize.
Oh, my God.
Uh-oh.
That's
Wait,
right,
are
Neil.
you being held hostage? Jason, blink twice in case you're being threatened by Gina. Just blink twice. I will
No,
know. I will save you, bro.
so guys, I want
Blink
to
twice.
apologize for for lying earlier. the way Gina and I met, honestly speaking, she met me in Nabahanze, guys. I just want to tell you guys the truth. She met me in Nabahanze. I was a villager, and she was my original U.S. mommy. I
Careful.
just wanted to say that. I want to come on camera and let the world know.
Yeah, he wanted me to help him get his papers. He
Yes,
needed to get over to the
100%.
United States, and I helped him out. And he won't leave.
And I won't
That's it.
leave.
He just
That's
won't
how
leave.
we met.
That's it.
We met on
That's a
YouTube.
lie. That's a lie because their Aruba video is going to sell you out because we all know that Gina has a very rich father-in-law. So I have
What?
the receipts. Yeah.
But a lot of people
Guys,
didn't
have you
see
seen
that
me?
video, Goga. A lot of people didn't see that video.
I
So,
hate him. He's so
Now they're
stupid.
Goga,
going
I
to.
just want to let that
Now they're going.
be known.
Yeah, he want to be from the
Okay.
Nabahanzi so bad.
I'm
Nia.
from Nabahanze. I am from
He's just
Nabahanze.
dumb. Don't listen to him, guys. He's from Brooklyn, New York.
Nope, guys.
That's it.
Guys,
I just want to say that on
watch the
camera.
video. Watch
See, Robin
watch the
said she met
video.
him in the
You will
village.
you
Robin
will
knows.
See, exactly. Look at what Robin just said.
Robin knows the truth.
I grew up on
Oh my
Ugali and
goodness.
Yamachoma.
Goga, why you think him and that guy were such good friends? Hint, hint.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
I always wanted 10 wives, but I settled for one.
Ah, Jason, you don't want to be in trouble with with Gina after this live stream because you do know you have to sleep next. I mean,
I
she
just want
sleeps
to.
next
I
to you,
just
so
wanted to.
Jason
he's
could
like,
want 10
what did
wives
you
like
what
I
did you
want
say?
$10 million. So,
I just wanted to be known that I always wanted 10 wives, but I settled for one. Come here, girl.
All right,
just like
Fluent,
I want
Fluent,
$10 million.
Fluent. Yeah, Fluent Ted are asking you, Jason and Gina, what are your tips to get into 20 years of marriage? Because we are only 7 years. Fluent Ted is another couple on YouTube.
Yes, Flo.
Hey, Flo
This is
said,
actually
Hey,
a very
Flo.
good question. Yeah,
well,
so
I
they're
think,
saying tips.
It's a lot of compromise.
right, because I think,
Compromise.
I think we both had to realize that, we are never going to be everything to each other. You understand? Like, because he has different goals, he has different dreams than I have. You understand? And I think once I realized that, it made me a better person in my marriage because I can't expect for Jason to make me happy. I can't expect that.
Wow.
I have to find my happiness. I can't make him the center of my happiness, but he's always going to come along for the journey.
And vice versa.
Right. I had to realize that
Man.
he's not always going to be my best friend. We're not going to talk every single day, but he knows that I love him. Because we have to
Man,
have
Gina be
separate
dropping
identities.
some wisdom.
Because I have to be my own person. He has to be his own person. Because one day, when you love somebody, it's such a beautiful thing. But I look at it in the aspects of God gives you things to love and then they take it away. So not only is it a beautiful thing to love this man for the last 20 plus years, but I also contemplate not having him one day. So I have to have my own identity. I have
We
to,
all have to
right.
go through one day.
And, once I realized that I can't hold him responsible for my happiness, he can only pour into my cup. That's all he can do for me. I have to find my happiness and we
Mesh.
grow together. That's it.
That is it.
Wow. Spoken. That wisdom right there. Jason, I don't know that you want to add anything because I know the Queen has to speak first, and then now maybe you can just
Right.
chime in a bit.
Look, you see me in the background, I'm like, she said it all.
And honestly, just not letting anybody, not telling too many people what's going on in your marriage.
Right.
Do you understand? Like too many hands in the pot spoil the soup. There are,
That is true.
I hear some people say, "Oh, our marriages, we haven't changed as
You know
the
what?
years gone by. We have changed."
I do have something to say on that one.
What?
Goga. Because from a guy's perspective, like how I tell all my homeboys and everything, once you find that person that you can deal with, like there's been so many times that you could find the prettiest girl in the world or the smartest, what you might think, but it's up to you to be able to say to yourself, I could deal with this. I could wake up with this person every morning. And once you find that, then you'll be all right because you can find the prettiest girl in the world. You're still always she might be crazy. She might have, there's always going to be something that is going to be wrong. Like regardless.
Yeah.
So once you can find a person that you love, you respect, and that you can find yourself with 24/7, like almost like a best friend, so to say, that makes things a lot easier because everyone's always going to have an issue. Everyone's always going to have a problem, regardless if she's the best person in the world right now. You're always going to find something that just find the one that you care about, that you're willing to spend the rest of your life
And
with,
it's
and grow from there.
and it's about respect.
And it's
You
about
know,
respect.
of course, sacrifice. You know, sometimes I have to, you know, take my needs off the table to make sure he's okay,
Because honestly
and vice
speaking,
versa.
if I didn't see myself with Gina this long, I wouldn't be with her. Because you know what? Time is, to me, this is my mentality. Time is money. So me spending 20 years with you, and I know that there's no future in it. I'm not wasting my time because that's not a good investment. What am I doing here? I'm wasting your time. You're wasting my time. Because you know what? If you're not gonna grow with me some way, somehow, gonna build this thing, you know what? Because I have goals and aspirations. I want this. I want a house. I want a car. I want to travel. We got to be on the same page. And if you're not there, then just keep it moving.
Yeah, but
Find
I would
somebody
say the
next.
biggest thing, communication and
And
respect.
communication
You know,
has to
I'm
be
I,
there.
I'm a big talker, so if something's bothering me, I'm gonna let him know. Like, I don't like that. You know, I don't like what you said to me. I don't like the way that made me feel. You know, and vice versa. So, you know, communication, flow and Ted is huge, and just keep it people out of your business.
Yep.
That's
Keep
it.
people out your business.
I love that. I love that. And I like what Nia says. Yep, privacy is key, and I'm not even married yet, but I'm so private on my own. I definitely wouldn't want to share too much being married. Um, and then
Like,
Papa is
trust me,
here.
you know, I'm sorry. Hey, Papa,
Yes,
our marriage is not nowhere near
About
perfect, but it's real.
for real.
You know, it's not perfect because, you know, we change every single day. So as we change, we grow, but the love and respect always remains the
It
same.
has to be there.
Yeah.
Because once you lose that respect, value, you might as well just,
Yeah, if I can't respect him, I can't be with him.
right.
And we both know
yes.
what our deal breakers are. Infidelity is a deal breaker, and thank God we've never had to experience that.
So, ladies, if you single, drop your link in
No
the
one
chat
wants
down
you.
below.
No one wants you. No one.
This is the first time I'm interviewing somebody, and there's nobody on the chat who is asking, is the host single? They are very quiet. Today they are like, okay, guys, ladies are very quiet, men are just quiet, so people just chill. Tina is asking you, which one between the two of you compromises the quickest? Wow, Tina. Wow, Tina.
Really?
Jason, I'm pretty stubborn, you know,
I've
because
always
it's
thought,
sometimes
Gina, you're stubborn.
I'm being honest with you. Sometimes Jason will piss me off, and I might call Robin or Nia, and I'll tell them, you know, what Jason has done, and both of those ladies will be like, "All right, now, come on now, Gina." So yeah, sometimes I have to sit back and say, "Okay, he is right," but after some outside guidance.
And also,
But he's
as,
usually the one to compromise, and I think
as
he
a
likes to
man,
do that because he just likes to keep the peace.
you got
He's
to be
not an
able to just
argumentative person.
sit back and just let them talk. Like I'm saying let them talk, but you got to let a woman talk. Like because what's the sense of going back and forth
Yeah, he's not
when you already
argumentative.
know that you're right? So you just be like, wah, 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 like the Charlie Brown voice. You just let them talk, and then you just be like, okay, babe, and then you continue with the plan that you have going on in your own
Yeah.
mind.
So he's quick to compromise, but I'm learning. I'm learning.
Oh my goodness, Jason. Guys, I love the engagement, especially from the chat, and it means people are really enjoying this conversation. And the next thing I was going to probably just ask, and you guys also being a couple sometimes also means that sometimes there's a lot of pressure, especially from the audience, because and I like what you're saying about privacy. How do you know when you know this one is not going to end up on the YouTube streets, because it also becomes like fodder for your detractors, and also like there are those special moments you guys have as a couple that you never want to share with the world. Like you may be somewhere and you're like, this is not YouTube content. This is our moment as a couple. So how do you like find a nice intricate balance between what goes on the tube and what remains between the two of you, for example?
Well, basically, I'm a strong believer of don't put anything out there that you don't want to be judged
Right.
or put into the universe. Sometimes I see people post things and then they say, oh, but I don't understand why people have a opinion because you put it on YouTube.
Hmm.
If it's something that's private or detrimental or sensitive or inappropriate, yes, everybody has an opinion. Everybody's going to have something to say. So if you don't want to be scrutinized or judged or just have people know what's going on with you, just don't post it.
That is it.
Like even when we go live, we're very, very careful about the things that we say. We're very careful
Yeah.
about what to show or what to disclose because, that old saying goes, everything ain't for everybody.
And also the internet is a scary place.
Right.
Like you
Like,
never know who's
like if you
watching.
notice when we're live, I don't ever show the front of my home. I never show, I might stand in the corner of my block because there are some instances up here where people are too quick to let people know where they live. And when things go south or they go sour, it's a problem. So I never want to find myself in a place where I feel threatened or
Right.
even when people ask me when I'm certain places, like, where exactly are you? How long are you going to be there? And my response to that is
Mind your
none of your
business.
business.
Mind your
Why are you so nosy? Like, you don't need to know I'm in hotel room 557
business.
in Texas. You don't need to know that, because you may come look for me and I may have to hurt you. So not disclosing certain things, I'm going to show you what I want you to see.
That's it.
And we always have that conversation like,
Like right now with the whole live stream that we're doing right now. This is showtime. So I'm not gonna be there like or
the smallest thing, like Jason made a video one day and I noticed that our license plate was showing. Small things like that, like, got to take that out. So,
like we've been on live streams for hours. You're not gonna see we filming out in the street and then Gina filming peeing in the corner or
right, or
something.
you in my bedroom, or you don't need to be in my bedroom. Like,
All that is
right,
unnecessary.
yeah. So
We
we
want
always
to keep
have
it
conversations about what we're
proper.
going to show and what we're not going to show.
Right.
You know.
I love this picture, by the way. Jason, I didn't know you can put on a suit and look this nice. I'm just saying.
Oh
I'm just
yeah.
saying. I've never thought that you're a suit guy, but
Yeah,
good
yeah,
to know.
yeah.
But
I know
but
how
wait a
to
minute, do
dress
you
it up.
notice that he doesn't have on a hat today? Jason always
I
wears a hat,
Wow, Gina, come on,
yeah.
man. We didn't have to point that out.
and I always used to tell him he has such a nice little sexy bald head that he doesn't need a hat.
It looks nice. I don't know why
Yeah,
he's like even high,
I
but
want to match
yeah.
Goga today. I want to be like Goga. So I was like, you know what?
You
Let me
guys,
make
like, you
sure.
could be related.
I told you that's my Kenyan brother.
That's it.
anyway, and I like how people are laughing on the chat. Pancake is sending you guys hearts, our hearts, our purple
Thank you,
hearts,
darling.
guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. I see Robin is saying the internet can be a cruel place. Indeed, indeed. Unfiltered Maria is like enjoying and sending hearts. Kavi Kai, welcome.
Hey,
Kavi Kai is
Kirby,
saying,
what's up, boo?
What
yeah,
up, Kirby?
yeah. I know Kavi has been very busy in medical school, but guys, she's going
Oh,
to be a
really?
doctor in the future.
Congratulations, sis. I didn't know.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
yeah.
Kirby.
Thank you,
Is
I
Bob.
wish
Kavi,
you
am I
nothing
saying
but
it?
success.
Yeah, Kavi is very busy. That's why you've not been seen her. But she tries as much as she can to support, the people and everything.
Shout out
OG
to you,
Brand
Kirby.
say, OG Brand is OG Brand. Why are you disturbing Kavi on the chat? OG says, I hate being in a relationship. Too much is going on right now. I don't know
You know,
that Gina wants to weigh in on this, but
What did he say? Say that again.
he doesn't want to be
OG
in a
Brand.
relationship.
He says
He,
he has been in a relationship. There's too much going on right now, and then says congratulations to you, Jason and Gina.
well,
That
I
is
feel like for anybody,
You gotta be. You gotta want to be.
the only advice I give to anybody that's single, I've had this conversation with Nia, you know, make sure that you heal yourself. Take care of you before you even think about getting in a relationship with somebody else. There are a lot of people out there that are broken, traumatized, and damaged. You
my
know,
my fault.
so there's no need for you to take that negative energy and put it on someone else. Heal yourself. Know what you want. You know, have your deal breakers. The things that you're gonna accept, the things that you're not gonna accept. Some of us don't want to build someone. Someone wants something that's already built. So It's conversation. That's like if I meet a man and he tells me, I'm in school, and I'm like, oh wow, congratulations, because I got my college degree later on in my life. So I'm gonna support anybody that's trying to better themselves. But if you tell me like, oh, I'm getting my GED, congratulations, brother, but that's not the man for me.
Nice
You
pancake.
understand what I mean?
Nice
No
pancake.
shade, but you do that because I'm at a stage in my life where I need somebody that is, not too far where I'm at, and that's my choice. You understand what I mean? So as long as you are comfortable with the person you're with, if you're willing to build on them, build on them. But if you're not, just be honest about it and take care of yourself before you try to take care of somebody else.
Love that. I love that. Pancake says, I got 11 years. Just hold on. I got it. Yeah, 19 years together. 11
Nice
years married,
pancake.
19
That's
years together.
amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's
Kudos,
amazing. First
brother.
of all. Yeah, that's amazing. OGBB, I hope I think that was very good
No, you got a
wisdom
little
coming
fish.
from, coming from Gina. I want to ask something about your philosophy. One of the philosophies you guys stand by, especially on these YouTube streets, is support is free and paid forward. I've heard you say this several times, and I think this is literally how I normally, I think, identify the two of you when it comes to like the kind of support you rally in the space. Talk to us more about this philosophy, what inspired it, and how has it shaped your journey on YouTube and life generally. The Because you always say it every single place I meet you guys, support is free. Connect, guys, support is free.
Because I could tell you where that came from because there was a time where people felt as if you had to give something to get something. So,
Maybe you had to give a super chat or you had to,
and like
yeah.
I mentioned, I was in these YouTube streets for a long time, years before we started this channel, and then you know I would see so many channels struggle, to gain that 1K before we even started. So I knew how hard it was for people to connect to each other. So that was always my motto. Like, you don't have to give anything. Support each other. Subscribe to the channel. You don't have to pay for anything. Just click that. You never know what you might find out there.
Advice is free.
Advice is free, but
Guidance is
you
free.
might come across somebody at this time that's just starting, and a year from now you might find some amazing content from that person. But just because you didn't
Or
subscribe
just
or
to try to
connect,
bring them to the limelight, bring them to the
yeah,
street, show people who they are. I guess for me, support comes from my professional life as well, because, we all have faced different trials and tribulations. And there was a time in my life where I felt like, you know, I couldn't be helped. And someone supported me and they helped me and they made me believe in myself and they put me on the right path. So I thought to myself, hey, if someone could help me who thought that they were beyond help, I can turn that around and give that back to somebody else. I was a teen parent, I was on public assistance, and I always feel like when you know better, you do better. So I've always been the type of person to tell somebody, if someone told you no, I'm gonna tell you how someone else can tell you yes. Or just to have somebody bring something to your attention that you never knew existed. And it's so many things that Jason learns from other people that people are charging people to learn. And we're like, why? Like, just like we started on this platform at one, we can help somebody else get to where we are because of free information and support that we got from other people
all
and people that they may never come in contact with. So, it takes nothing away from us to share our knowledge or advice with someone else or tell them to come on our stream yard. That's why we always welcome people. Like, people want you to tell people to connect to their channels, but come up here, talk about yourself. If you feel nervous, we'll be up there on the stream yard with you
to
to make you
support
feel
you.
better. So if we
And
can play a small part in your journey, then it makes us feel good about our channel and ourselves.
and the pay it forward part is, one hand washing the other. So I help you, you help somebody else, and then that just leads to community growth. So if I'm able to connect you to one other person, you might do the same for me. You connect myself with one of your friends, and just keep on paying it forward, and we help each other's community grow in the long run. So, and I'm always big on that. Come.
I totally resonate with this philosophy because I do get asked a lot like, why do you waste so much time on YouTube giving people advice when you could be doing other things? And I always tell them, the same thing. Like, I was helped. It takes a village to grow in this particular space, and no one charged me for it. The kind of advice sometimes that I give, no one charged me for it. Somebody actually just helped me freely. And I remember the assignment they gave me. They told me, the world is already tough as it is. Can you like make it easier for somebody else? And that's why I really love this philosophy of pay it forward, because when you help somebody, they're going to help somebody else. I mean, that is the rule of kindness. Somebody helped me and somebody held my hand through the process, and I'm going to make sure that I do better. And that's why I'm trying to really, it resonates with my philosophy, the leave no one behind philosophy, that, as we are growing on these white streets, if there's something and there's a dose of help you can give to somebody to make their journey easier, you've done your part for humanity.
Right.
And I totally resonate with that. And, thank you so much for that kind of work you do. I've seen the amazing work you've done. You guys do amazing engagement in your live streams. There's a time I won, guys. There's a time I won a lot of money on Jason and Gina's live stream. I was like shocked. I was shocked. I didn't even know what, like. I was just chilling, and I wasn't even like very active because it was very early in the morning. And then someone won a giveaway in their channel, and they donated the proceeds to me. But
Yep.
because this beautiful couple has really epitomized the spirit of paying it forward, you're like, but it's only right to just pay it forward, because I wasn't expecting the money. So I might as well just, how do we like support other people in the community? And it was so nice that you really brought a smile to a lot of like about 6 creators that had to benefit from that, just to get their pin. And thank you so much for these kind of things. And that will be probably my final question will be engagement. How do you guys continue building these nice engaging shows? You do open your platform to anybody, regardless of their race, regardless of where they are from, regardless of their economic status in life. you know One of the things that moved me when you guys were starting off your morning live streams was there was a Ugandan content creator who came into the live stream. I've never even met the dude before. And I liked the patience that you guys gave him, just to understand his story. And he shared his story there. That day, I mean that day you got like a lot of respect from me, and I was like, I love these people. They really don't care who you are. Whoever
Oh,
you are, come onto the platform. They're giving you their platform to sell yourself. Their mission is done. I totally love that. So how do you like make these platforms more engaging? How do you create a space of engagement as you've always done, especially to a channel that is looking at you right now and they're wondering how can they drive engagement that may not necessarily involve, any implications financially or something?
you want to answer? So I think the best way to do it is I've always known the struggle. It's a struggle of having somebody that's willing to help you. Like it's not easy. And a lot of times I feel as if people might think like I don't want to go up there because I don't want to seem as if I just need them to help me
Or
do
I'm
this
clout
or
chasing
I'm
or
out
something like
chasing.
that. Right.
But we don't look at it as that whatsoever because you know what? I wish someone would do that for us, and people have done that for us. And that's why it's big on us to pay it forward because, we had we were able to moderate and be there for a lot of big YouTubers and get our name out there. So while we're on their channels, why not promote and help someone else that's looking to big themselves up? And that's how we pay it forward. You know what? We're here although we're moderating for someone else, we could still show acknowledgement to the other people that need help or might never get mentioned,
Right.
or this person might not see them. At least that little exposure goes a long way, and that's how I look at it.
Right. And through the connections that we have made with certain people, we feel as if like, hey, we want you guys to come up here. We want you guys to shine. We want you guys to talk about your channel. You know, we need to get out of the habit of just telling people to connect to the pending, because when people, and no shade, that's no shade for anyone, but when people connect to the pending, make sure that they have content over there that is going to keep them coming back. You know, us collaborating with somebody is only going to give you maybe some new subscribers, but you got to keep the people coming in. And we had to learn that the hard way.
Right. And
You understand? Because when things go south, you're going to have that content. But if you come to us and there's anything that we can do to make that journey a little bit easier for you, we're just willing to do it. We don't treat anybody any different.
and it starts with us because I could tell our platform or people in the street, hey, subscribe to this one, subscribe to this one. Yeah, you might get a little burn off of that, but you want the genuine love and support. You don't want someone to just come in and be like, okay, I'll subscribe, but don't watch your content.
And I'm being honest,
You know?
like that's why I like to walk around and ask people to subscribe to the channel. You know, have a conversation with them because I feel like I make a connection at that moment. Like, hey girl, I like talking to you. You know, you got a good vibe. I'm going live Friday night. Come in there. You know, because sometimes we don't have a lot of input from men. So I might see a guy in the street and I tell him about my channel and we may have a conversation about something I find so interesting and intriguing. I'm gonna invite you to my live stream to put yourself out there. So you know, it's just something that we've always enjoyed doing. And we just hope that people just keep coming to Jason and Gina.
That's it. That's who we are.
I love that, and I'm always very fascinated when I read your bio on your profile. We are here, we are not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. You always say that, and I'm always like, I like how you try to cultivate that spirit of having a great time on your, in your particular space and in your particular platform. But one of the things that also comes with life, as and I just want to hold on to this picture because Gina, this was a very special picture for you, and I just wanted to talk about it because one of the things we go through life also is loss, and I know you had an anniversary, like a very huge anniversary that passed, and we go through loss as we grow. And I think as I'm growing older, I'm realizing that you lose a lot of people. There are classmates who are no longer there, their relatives are no longer there, and also relatives who keep losing them. Um, we journey through loss in this life. We journey through, like, life is always lifing. What are some of the what are some of the lessons that you have and you've learned from loss? To somebody who may be out there, they are grieving or they are going through a particular moment. For you, it's Kisha. Kisha, your sister Kisha here. Talk to us about this and why this picture was very important for you.
Well, my sister, oh my God, my sister was a spitfire of a person. She was just so supportive and she was big on education. Around the time that she passed, she was just about to complete her double master's in education. And the plan we had was she was going to become a high school, like a school principal. And she was pushing me to go back and get my degree so I could be a guidance counselor. So that was our plan, you know. Um, I was very afraid when I thought about going back to school. I was in my 40s, and I had this conversation with Jason, and that was it. And then one day I mentioned it to her, long story short, she's like, I'm like, sis, I want to go back to school. The next thing I know, I had a knock on my door. She's like, come outside, come outside. So I went outside. She had a laptop and she was like, ready? And I'm like, ready for what? She's like, we're going to get you enrolled in school. And I'm like, I was just thinking about it. She was like, no, we're going to do it today.
Son.
My sister helped me pay for my books. And, if it wasn't for her,
And the bond that she and I have was amazing.
yeah, I don't think that I would have been as successful as I am today because she honestly and truly believed in everything about anything that I was doing. There was a moment in our relationship where we had parted ways, due to some nonsense and we didn't speak for a while. When I met Jason, immediately she and Jason clicked. You know, as you see in that picture, she loved Jason. That became his sister. So my sister never got a chance to see me graduate from college. So when I did, I contributed a lot of that success to her because she was one of the people in my life that believed in me 100%, and that was a very hard loss for the both of us because it was hard for Jason to support me because he was so close to my sister. So I think that was one of the biggest hurdles in our marriage when, I lost my sister as well as my brother, because we were both so connected as a family. But years later, I understand that, you know, That's where we're not here for a good time. I mean, a long time, but a good time comes from. You know, my sister passed away at 40 years young. She had just got married. You know, she didn't have any children, and it was just so much more that she could have given to this life. And right before she passed away, she had just visited Hawaii. So my sister has shown me that, you know, these
Life is
days are
short.
not promised. You
Right.
know,
You gotta live life.
forget about all that nonsense and foolishness that's going on and live your life. You know, enjoy yourself, accomplish your goals, you know, because you never know when that day is going to be that day. So
Right.
that's why I try to give back some of the support that was given to me when I didn't even believe in myself. So, yeah, you know, and I'm still learning how to deal with this loss, but, you know, but God, every day is better.
Right. Life has to go on. So unfortunately.
Absolutely. You have a very beautiful comment on the chat by Hadways. And I like what Hadway says. Hadway says, and these are your flowers, Jason and Gina. When I approach Jason and Gina, sorry, there's a plane.
Sorry, Goga.
That I should be on, but yeah.
I thought it was me because I'm at the airport. So anyway, um, so you have take your flowers here. Hadway says, when I approach Jason and Gina, they helped me before they even knew who Hadway's was. I am forever grateful. I'm forever grateful. I love that.
We,
I love that.
we
I love
appreciate
that.
that.
I
Yeah,
love
we appreciate
You
that,
know,
Hydra.
and then sometimes, you know, I'm not gonna lie, Goga, I feel bad sometimes because, oh my God, sometimes we'll have like thousands and thousands of comments, and I'm like, you know, I freak out because I'm like, Jason, I have to connect back to people because there's so many people that support us, but it's sometimes it's just so much going on. And I want to support everybody. I want to be there for your live. I want to comment on your short. I want to leave a comment on anything that you post, and sometimes it's just physically not possible.
Right. There's not enough
So,
time in the day.
to anybody that I may have missed, or I haven't shown up in your premieres as much as I would like, I still love you guys. You know,
We're gonna be there.
yeah, we're gonna be there. You know,
We
right
definitely
now
will be
we're
there.
working on something, and it's called New Beginnings, and we're excited to share that with all of you in time. We were going to reveal it today, but I had to think about it for a minute, and
It's not time yet.
yeah, it's not time yet. I'm gonna hold off a little bit longer, and we're excited about taking you guys on our new journey. So yeah.
I'm loving that, and I'm looking forward. I've been seeing it on your community posts, and I'm sure something is cooking. I like what you said about support, because one of the things that comes with growth sometimes, I always tell when people ask me what is the biggest thing you regret as a
Up.
Go go.
days I
Okay.
can you hear me?
Yep, you're back now.
Yeah. Okay. No, I was saying that one of my biggest regrets when it comes to YouTube is normally like sometimes I feel I grew up too fast. Because when you're like a small YouTuber and you kind of know everyone, people come to the live stream and you kind of know everyone, what they ate for dinner, what their husband is up to. But oh yeah, but as you grow, it gets difficult, and so it's a matter like of catch up, and sometimes it takes you so long, but eventually you do catch up when you can. But I've learned not to beat myself at it, and I think those are the growing pains. But if I can support and I can make an impact, when you can interact with me, and if I can solve that problem for you, then it is done. I've done my part, and just keep reminding me. Never be tired. Just remind me. I will get back to you eventually. I always get back, but I try as much as we can. So I totally feel you, Gina. On that one. It
You
takes a
know,
toll. What does it feel like for you guys who are at 12K, almost 12K? That is like
um,
even a huge.
Let me speak on this one because I don't know. Was it last year? I don't remember when did we have this meet and greet? Was that last year? But no, the original meet and greet.
I think it was like a year ago.
Yeah, Goga, because time flies. When did we have that meet and greet in DC?
It was like 2 years ago, wasn't
Was
it?
that 2 years ago or last year?
No, it wasn't last year.
That's 2 years ago. That's the other year.
2 years ago, right?
Yeah, 2022. Yeah.
2022.
Yeah.
So I remember in the beginning when at that time I asked Gina, "Are you ready for this?" Because in the beginning we were just having fun with it, like, oh my God, 10 people watch our video. Oh my God, 100 people watch our video. So at that time, we saw ourselves growing. And I remember saying to Gina, what happens when we hit 500 subscribers? What happens when we hit 1K? And it was like, she wasn't really, she like, whatever, it's gonna happen. And whenever it does happen, she was real skeptical about the whole thing because we're new on YouTube. We didn't know what to expect. And then our channel started growing, and then XYZ happened, and then our channel really took off from there. We hit 1K, we got monetized, and then from there, that's when the real work has to go in because it's not easy. It's not, all right, you're monetized, so you're gonna get paid all this money, you're gonna be rich. No, that's not the way it works.
I mean, the money is decent. It's nice, you know, but you don't put out the content, you don't get the money.
Right, you don't make any money. You don't put in up.
Right.
I think he might have dropped off. So, guys, let me know if we're still on.
Are we still here?
Is Goga still on? Can you guys hear us?
I don't know what happened.
All right, guys. We are just getting towards the end. Sorry, I had to get. I was getting a coffee fix.
I was just getting coffee.
Yeah, I was ordering coffee, so that's why I was like, I was muted there for a bit. Guys, let me say that there's I like that you need to put in the work. I like how you guys are simulating these lessons you're learning from. Let me tell you, Jason and Gina are on a roll. I like how they're just dropping wisdom. They're dropping wisdom on this conversation. Let's talk more about collaborations. One of the I want to thank you so much for just agreeing to do this because I know you guys have been saying, Goga, if you ever need us to, and you've always been assured me that you're always there for me in my corner. Collaborations are also a very great way to build. I like what you say, not just the numbers, but also it cements your place as a trusted figure, especially in these streets. And we need a lot of mentors, especially as we are growing. And I think when you look back, and I like the reason I started with that question based on that YouTuber that you had a meetup with was, mentorship can look different. It is, mentorship can always look different. And I like how you guys position yourself in that way of, we'll come through for you regardless of, where you are and things like that. Do we see any collaborations happening? And I know you're already doing this on your platform, but as we angle into the future, you guys come with certain networks, and I've met some amazing people from your community. Do we see collaborations happening in the future, or what is your take on the spirit of collaboration, especially as a path to grow in your house? And I speak this because you and I tend to know some similar big friends, like, when it comes to Black Beauty, our sister. And, it's always fun when I'm having a conversation with her on Instagram, and I can't believe it's really the same person. And she's like, Goga, why have you never asked me to come for the Sunday service? And I'm like, no, you're a busy woman, but, you're more than welcome. But what do you think of collaborations in terms of using them as a path to grow as a content creator?
So,
I don't want to reveal too much because I think it may be part of your new beginnings, and I don't want to
no.
We love collaborations.
Yeah, we love collaborations. I feel as if it helps with community engagement and networking. We're big on networking. So with collaborations, there's a lot of space and room for your channel to be exposed to a wider audience.
Right. Even if if we do a collaboration with someone who has a way smaller channel than us, that's not a problem because I can feed off of your audience and you can feed off of mine.
You might have 10 subscribers.
You might introduce me to a community that I knew nothing about, or a channel that I didn't even know existed. And honestly, there are people on this platform that we have met, like Mirror Effects channel. If you guys don't have Mirror Effects, that's our brother. Go check him out. And when Mirror told us he was coming to New York City, we were like, hey,
that was amazing.
Let's do a collaboration with Mirror. Because, he was actually someone that we had become close to. We just had never met in person. And we were interested in meeting him. Meeting up with Ivan Torres at that meet and greet.
Shout out to Ivan.
You guys know Ivan Torres. If you don't have Ivan Torres, go follow our brother. And just meeting Ivan that one time has blossomed into
a friendship.
Right. We consider Ivan a brother and family.
I talked to Ivan on and off the platform.
Right, and that connection came out of a bad situation. So Collaborations, even if they go sour, you end up meeting some amazing people who can turn you on to some more amazing people.
And if I want to touch on that too, because you asked if we do plan on having some collaborations in the
We're
future.
doing a collaboration next week.
We definitely plan on collaborating with a few people coming
You
up.
can say it. He already said it.
Yeah.
Jamaica Walk By is
Jamaica
coming to
Walk
New
By.
York City, guys.
But then also, Goga touched on
Nice.
another one that a lot of people, we were trying to meet up with Black Beauty.
Right.
That is one of our people that we do plan on meeting up with. Shout out to Black Beauty TV.
We love the reactors.
We
Everybody
love the
has an opinion.
reactors. Shout out to
Yes.
Coco Mama. You know, like, and we're in those chats. Black Beauty has agreed. She likes who we are. She wants to meet up with us. We're all for it. We love what she does, and the connection is there. Like, we're a part of her team. We're moderators for her, and we're not shy
We're
to.
trying to get over to India.
We're trying to get over to India. So many people, and Jill.
Yeah, I got to go to India.
There's
Sorry.
so many people
But
that
our recent upcoming collab is going to be with
Jamaica Walk
Jamaica
By.
Walk By. I don't know if you guys have
Labor
Jamaica
Day.
Walk By. He's Jamaica Walk By TV.
Yeah.
He's from Jamaica. Obviously, he's out in those YouTube streets. He's at what, maybe
196K.
196K subscribers. If you guys saw the meet and greet when he came to New York City for the first time, when he came to America for the first time, we were invited to his meet and greet, which connected us with a lot of other YouTubers like Arain, Asi.
Next weekend it's
There's
gonna
so
be
many
mad.
people.
Chris.
So Jamaica Walk By is coming to New York City, his first time at the Labor Day Parade, and we're going to be collabing, and we're going to be in these YouTube streets.
It's
So
gonna be
get ready,
crazy,
guys.
guys.
Labor
It's
Day is
gonna
going
be
to
crazy.
be insane.
Guys, they are
Next
booked,
weekend.
blessed, and they are booked, blessed, and busy. They are booked,
Yes.
blessed, and busy. Yeah. they're
So
booked,
stay
blessed,
tuned
and
for that Labor Day collab, guys. Jamaica Walk By. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't know. I could talk to you guys the whole day, and I like how time flies so fast, and it's amazing that we just having a conversation, and it started off a bit rough, but it's been 2 hours,
It's all right.
and I just want to say thank you. This has been fun, and I'm not like throwing you out. Don't worry, they've not yet called my flight or anything. But guys, if you have any questions, because they normally say, Goga, why you are the one asking the guest questions? We also want to ask questions. Guys, this is your chance now. If you want to ask
Yeah, come
Jason
on.
and Gina
Ask
questions,
us, guys. Come on.
And I also want to give a shout out to our brother Benny Blanco. We just connected
Yes.
with Benny recently. But let me tell you
Benny's
something about
amazing.
Benny Blanco. If you
Yeah.
think that Jason and Gina, like me, I love Brooklyn. Okay, I'm going to be Brooklyn do or die to the day I'm gone. But Benny loves Brooklyn just as much as we do.
Yep. Shout out to you, Ben.
So I want to say shout
Benny
out to our brother
Blanco.
Benny Blanco. I reached out
Benny.
to Benny yesterday via chat,
Yes.
and I asked him if he was going to the Labor Day parade. So Benny, I'm giving you that open invitation. If you at the Labor Day parade, look for us, bro. Let's
Come through,
meet
Benny.
up. Let's walk the streets of Brooklyn and get
Definitely
something
help
and
you.
wave. Come on, brother.
Definitely help your
If
channel.
you guys don't have Benny Blanco, he's from Brooklyn. Go over there and show our brother some love, guys.
Benny Blanco.
Benny is amazing. I'm going to talk about Benny shortly. Pancake is just trying to say much love from the bottom of my heart to you guys. And Pancake has also just dropped us another, Goga, just for your coffee, guys, and Jason for their water. So thank you so much, Benny. Thank you so much, Pancake.
And
Gina, what do you
asking when we're coming to Kenya. I just saw her comment. And we're working on coming to Kenya. Hopefully once we finish dealing with everything we're dealing with for the new beginnings, we will be more focused and we'll be able to plan accordingly to come to Kenya. But that is definitely
No, listen, Gina. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like when you're more focused, you do know you are coming to Kenya. It's not even a question. And
Yes.
I'm going to,
I mean the planning of Kenya. That's what I
I'm
mean.
I'm
the
gonna
planning.
tell you guys. If
and we are going to
were
the river. We have a whole plan, guys.
No, yeah.
What-
If we were to come to Kenya, it will be in February. That's what I'm gonna say. February.
Okay. Oh, good. No, I thought you're like going to postpone it and stuff, but okay.
Oh,
I'm
no,
okay.
No. It'll be in February. Definitely. If
I would have
things
told you.
go right, we're gonna
would have told
definitely
you.
try to come in February.
Yeah, I would have told you let's talk behind the tent, but anyway, you've clarified it. So February is just here. I'm not going to complain. Let me keep quiet. I was getting a bit.
So Goga, make sure you have your limousine ready to pick us up
Yes.
at the airport because I know you have a fleet of limousines. So yeah.
And I might find my new wife.
Okay.
Come here.
Guys, on that note, as Gina
Just make us be after that one.
as Gina punishes Jason, let me give Pancake your water, and then I can get. Oh my goodness.
That's right,
Oh
and
my
a private and executive bride. You got that right.
Uh huh.
And said the river is waiting. And.
I can't wait to bathe in the river.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Hold on, hold
I'm
on.
still I'm still laughing. I'm still laughing.
You know, it's gonna
Uh,
be exciting to walk around the village. You know.
Oh,
yeah,
that's what's up.
you'll definitely have a village experience. You'll definitely have a village
We
experience.
can't wait. We cannot wait.
And be,
Right.
yeah,
And Robin, you're
and bet
right. Mhm.
What
yeah,
happened?
and
He
bet
said I won't get in
and
the
bet
river. Trust her.
and and bathing in the river clearly has yeah, it also has its viral effect.
It's gonna help
Jason,
your channel grow.
I'm looking forward
Jason,
to it.
Jason, let me ask you. Did you finally get to understand what shake shake means? This is just a
Yes,
commercial.
yes.
Okay,
After your live
Mary.
stream, I called Gina. I'm like, Gina, what is this shake that Goga told me that you know about? She's like, oh,
I told him
it's
what it was.
you know.
I was telling him about the husband and wife, and I was telling him.
I
He
was
was
like, yo,
like,
let's try this.
"Oh."
Let's
He's
do it.
about, let's do it. Let's
Let's
try
do
it. I'm
it.
like, okay.
Where have I been? Where have I been all this time?
You want to do some shake?
I want to do some shake.
Okay.
Oh my. Uh,
Let's do some
Stay tuned
wait,
for that content, guys.
wait. This is part of the new beginnings.
No.
shake. But it's crazy when I Google. I mean, when I YouTube search shake, nothing popped up. I'm like, yo, what happened? I
no,
know this.
it had nothing to do.
I know.
It was yeah. That's why when you asked, I knew it was like this is definitely Jason because Gina would know what shake shake is, and
Oh
that's
yeah,
why I
she
say
knows. She knows. She knows.
that's
And
why I
I've
told you
seen.
you go. Yeah, that's why I told you go ask your wife. She will explain to you what shake shake means.
I'm surprised she didn't show me.
I've seen. I thought he saw. I saw some things that go beyond shake, but I'm just saying.
Whoa.
And I'm gonna have to send you and Goga. These people that I've seen, they're from Africa. I'm gonna send you some receipts because you haven't seen these. Yeah,
What,
I
some people
there's
do shake?
pretty
There's
risque.
there's one lady. I'm shocked. In fact, Helen and I were discussing it the other day. She has totally changed her channel, and she nowadays come on the live stream. And I think you know her, Gina. I think you know her. And
With the
I was like,
negligee, with the negligees. Yeah, baby, baby.
Oh.
Oh my god,
I know.
Yeah.
baby.
Oh
I mean,
man.
I'm not gonna call anybody out, but I was like, whoa, like
I know.
girl, that's OnlyFans content.
But certain things
That's
shit
not YouTube
censored.
content.
Like how come
I
it
know.
wasn't censored?
I know. I
That's
know.
on the line of pornography.
Hey, yeah.
It is.
Oh, anyway, these are receipts.
It was crazy. We're gonna talk about that later on.
Yeah, those are receipts. We'll talk about it. And I like how people are saying that, oh, Shake Shake is not part of the new beginnings. No. Guys,
Oh
Shake Shake
no, not
content.
that kind of shake. That's a little bit too much.
Yeah,
That
YouTube
kind of
is cra-
shake is too much.
Yeah,
I don't
and
want to
YouTube
get
is,
kicked off of YouTube.
and YouTube is already cracking down on Shake Shake content. So we
Right.
don't
I don't
want
want
to.
any problems.
And then Goga, honestly, on the serious side, I have children. I have family. I have a job, and it's just
Your
certain things that
colleagues.
I don't want to. I don't want to go to work on Monday and then people looking at me sideways like
You've been shake
you've been
shaking.
shaking. Like no, I'm not ready to show some people that side of me on YouTube.
Shake.
No.
Shake. Shake
Yes,
your
my tummy hurts. Oh my goodness. Guys, if you have any question you want to ask Jason and Gina, this
Come
is
on,
the
ask
time.
us some questions, guys. Come on.
Yeah,
Let's
this
get
is the time
these questions.
before we release them. They kept me company for 2 hours. I'm actually it's almost boarding time actually. To imagine I have like only 40 minutes to boarding time. So I'm
Oh wow.
yeah.
So we'll
So
be
How
keeping you company.
how long will it take you to go home? Get home?
um I'm not going home. I'm actually leaving home.
Yeah, he's leaving home.
Oh,
Remember, he's
so right. I thought you were okay. You're going somewhere, right?
Yeah,
How long will
yeah.
it take you to get to your destination?
It's a 4 hour flight.
Okay.
nice. So
Yeah,
you
it's a
probably
4 hour flight. Yeah. So not yeah. It will be
I,
so.
wa-
It will be so.
I need your frequent flyer miles, bro.
right. Goga's rich,
'Cause I know you
guys.
got some crazy frequent flyer miles.
Gina, they're not so frequent, but you imagine that they're frequent, so that is good. I'm not going to correct you. It's part of the
No, they're
brand.
frequent. They're frequent.
They seem like they're frequent.
Right. They're very frequent.
I mean, I'd rather be on a plane right now than getting ready to go to work tomorrow, but it is what it is.
Right. You're living your best life, and look at us.
That's it.
We're in a
Yeah.
pack, you know.
And it was such a pleasure to be on this platform because,
Yes, we appreciate
we have been planning this for a while.
Yeah.
And it feels good to be up here. It feels good to have our own identity on this platform. I mean, although
Yes.
people are always going to judge us by the past, and that's absolutely fine. But baby, if you still judging us by the past, we done sold that whole building. So y'all need to move on with that.
Right,
We don't live there anymore.
That's
Let's
why I
just
don't
say
even
that.
remember
We don't live there
when
anymore.
we started because I'm like, yo, how long has it been since?
We don't wish anybody no ill will. We don't hate over here. We clap and congratulate.
Right. And we
And
definitely clap back.
yeah, we know the people on this platform that are genuine, and we know the people on this platform that are just being nosy, and it's fine. It's fine. We're not up here to bully anybody. You call my name, I'm gonna react. Point blank, period. That's it. We up here to have a good time. We want to enjoy ourselves. We want to put out content, not to get wrapped up in the nonsense that's going on.
And grow our channel.
I feel like all of us, not just Jason and I, we all have so much going on in our personal lives that when we come up on this platform, this should be a place of release. This should be a place where you can enjoy yourself and feel good about what somebody else is putting out there. If I'm looking at Goga off somewhere and there's monkeys running around, that makes me feel good because I'm stuck at my desk working.
Right. That means my brother doing a good.
Right. And that means that you're building your channel and you're living your right. And I'm not gonna get jealous because you're traveling because I'm gonna be there one day soon. And I will never sit here and tell somebody when I hear people say, like, I don't have enough money to travel, I'm gonna pray about it. No. Prayer is not gonna pay for your plane
Start
ticket.
saving that money.
Get up, get out, and do something. Even the smallest thing. Cook some food, sell it.
And you don't have to travel like that.
Right.
You can make
super chats that
content
you
for your
get,
butt.
put them in a savings account. You can travel to the next
Grocery store.
Yeah, the grocery store. Just put the content out there. Don't sit there and wait for it to happen. Try to make it happen for you.
And one of my biggest advice, don't be afraid to network, guys. A lot of times, I was talking to one of my brothers the other day. I was telling him, like, a lot of times people are scared to put themselves out there because how do you expect for someone to find your channel? You put out some content, you think someone's just gonna magically click on it and be like, oh, you know what? Let me subscribe. Go in there, meet new people, connect, get yourself out there, put yourself out there. Hi, I'm
Benny, I'm sorry, Benny, hit us up on IG, Jason and Gina YT, and we'll talk on there.
Yeah, I was going. Yeah, so I was going to highlight that. So JNG, where are we meeting next weekend? And then Hadrid is asking you, Jason, I know you are coming back to that thought on networking. Before you answer this question, you can keep this in mind, Jason and Gina. What is your advice on starting live streams? That is something I'm struggling with a lot.
What I could say for us, I'm not gonna lie to you, Hodgeways. We used to just be freeballing it.
No, and that's why it's called Freestyle Friday.
That's why we started with the Freestyle Friday, because we would never have a topic. We didn't have anything to talk about, and we just decided, hey, whatever we saw today on social media or something that was trending, we would just go ahead and just run with it. Then we saw it starting to pick up. We're like, okay, people like this. So that's when, with the help of my girl, Robin Millette, and also Nia TV, we started getting information about different things that was going on, different topics. I started watching people on Instagram, like with a series of questions, just something that would grab people's attention, because we realized that we have a much older audience. Like a lot of people that watch our channel,
it's a mix.
It's a mixture, but we have a more mature audience, let's say that. So we wanted to make sure that the information wasn't too juvenile, or it was something that would be a conversation grabber. And we just ran with it. Hodgeways, I would advise you to invite someone on your platform with you.
To start.
Right, because lives are very difficult because you have to be engage people. You have to keep people talking, keep people going. So sometimes, like even with us, as much as I run my big mouth, it helps when Robin is there. TC Lifestyles Adventures has joined our platform now, and he has done a StreamYard with us. Good Vibes K, Big Chill, even Goga, who has come up to bless our live stream on the StreamYard. So I would advise you to invite different people up there. to keep the conversations going if you feel a little bit nervous, and you'll get the hang of it. And also, if we're free, and you let us know ahead of time, we'll come
Sure.
up on a StreamYard.
Show you some love.
No problem. I'll
Absolutely.
aggravate the people for you, you know.
I love
Yeah.
that. And Darlene is saying thank you so much for the and Darlene Bustamante, nice to see you. Darlene is saying thank you so much for the
Darling.
amazing work you do for Black Beauty. I love that. Helen and Kavi are talking about some serious vocabularies on the chat. I will leave the English people alone.
Hey,
And
Dehel. I'm
yeah,
sorry, Dehel is in the chat. Dehel is,
Lazy.
she's from the Lazy Gang. She's over
Shout
from
out to
Black
the
Beauty and
lazy.
Modesty
not
side.
the hell.
So, yeah.
Shout out to the
Not the
lazy
hell.
and Goga. The the lazy gang gets a bad rap, but these people are some,
And don't get me wrong. In the beginning, we had a little beef with the Lazy
we
Gang.
had a little beef because
Because of whatever. But you know what? Let me tell you
they're
something.
genuine people.
Once we
For
became
real.
the free thinkers that we are, and I mean that in the sense of nobody can tell me who I can watch, nobody can tell me who I can comment on. If you don't like them, that's your business, but I'm still gonna watch. Once we had that mentality on YouTube and we got kind of put up an armor against all of the jabs we were getting for supporting the reactors, we have also built a great relationship with them.
Absolutely.
Because I feel like, listen, everybody has an opinion, okay? Um, like it or love it. It is what it is. And since we have come to a place where I kind of feel like we're in the middle, we support who we want to support, we watch who we want to watch, and we just keep building great connections, whether they are from our community or the reaction side. So, guys, step out of your box.
Step out that box,
Don't let
man.
people tell you who you can watch and who you can comment on, because this is a free platform for you to think, pick, and choose as you see fit.
And
Nice.
how
Well,
you ever plan on meeting some of the greats if you're always boxed in?
Right.
Because anyhow you stay with that one side of mind, like, oh, anyhow I talk to this one will be mad at me. Who
And we
cares?
went through that, and I know it's a hard place.
Who
We
cares?
went through that because
What's
I'm
the
not
matter?
gonna lie. I'm not gonna call nobody out, but I see certain people that don't rock with us like that anymore, and it's all good. It's all good because I'm a firm believer. Once you pick your side, you stay there. No
Right.
love lost, no hate lost, but once you pick your side, please stay there. And it's fine.
And sometimes it takes a while for people to open up their eyes and see what we might not have seen
Right.
or see.
Because my interaction with somebody, yours is gonna be different.
Right.
That's it. You
You
know.
you know what? I'm a firm believer on you'll see for yourself.
Right.
You know, you'll see. We could tell you, we could explain this to you, but you know what? Maybe it has to smack you in the face for you to realize, and then you'll see.
Right.
That's how I'm on it.
Yes,
love that.
Benny. Explain your wings. Yep. You got that right.
And you
Very
know
true,
what? And
Gina.
Huh?
Sorry, just highlighting your comment from Darling. Very true, Gina. Preach it. We can watch and support whomever we want. Amen. 100%. I
Right.
don't
Like
know.
I
I
have
always.
people. That's crazy. Go ahead, Goga.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Gina, because you do know, you and I are friends with the CEO of the Lazy Gang. And there's
Right.
a time when, there's a time the CEO of the Lazy Gang came on my chat. I was on a live stream. I was actually on a panel. And I think I got into trouble with some people on the chat because you're like, oh wow, you're friends with the Lazy Gang. Because she was there for a while, she was there. She had a lot of time. I think she stayed down there for like about an hour. And so just because she does her kind of content, and I respect the CEO of the Lazy Gang because I love her creativity. And
Yeah.
for me, I think everybody has everybody I think has a creative. I mean, when you're a content creator for some reason, and whatever way you make your content, you have to learn how to divorce a content creator from a person sometimes.
Right.
And I think that's what I've learned about the content creators, and I think the best content creators that I know in the YT space. Not been deplatformed, I've not seen any trouble. If the shoe fit, I mean, there's something she's doing right. So I got
Right.
into a lot
Right.
of flack out of that, but I always say I don't think anybody should police who you need to watch. Yeah, I totally agree.
And and Goga, honestly, that's
Sorry,
sad.
Gina, you wanted to say something before I got.
No, I was just saying, it's unfortunate because, there were times when Jason and
Sorry.
I used to be in a live stream and we would be in the bushes, and because we were afraid to say something because we didn't want, it's almost like high school. Like, oh, don't talk to that person. or you're gonna be shunned, or
Guys,
we didn't want to be that. We didn't want to be those people.
I
We didn't want to
remember
be those people.
the first time, I believe I was in either Black Beauty or Coco Mama, and I said hello from Jason and Gina. Oh my God. Why did I do that? I said, hi, Coco Mama, or
What are
hi,
you
Black
doing
Beauty.
here? What are you
Oh my
doing here?
God,
What are you doing here?
it's
You're
Jason and
fine.
Gina. What are they doing here? Get out of here.
And I'm being honest with you, I didn't know that people took stuff like that so serious
Right.
because
I'm like, whoa,
people have
whoa.
come to us like, you guys are traitors. And I'm like, wait a minute, Jason, this is YouTube. We didn't sign up for a
Right.
war. Like, I'm not fighting I'm not in the army. Like, I can watch who I want to watch. And I'm not going to not watch Goga because you got to stick up your butt and you don't like him. Like, that has nothing to do with me.
And the reason why I chose to speak that day on the chat was because you know what? No one's gonna police what we could watch,
Right.
and then also a lot of what they were saying was like, wow,
Your eyes get open to certain
your
things.
eyes get open, like, whoa, okay,
And,
like
and the Goga,
I
I'm
was
not gonna
thinking
lie to
it,
you, baby.
but just
We
saying it.
lost so many subs because of that. Woo, baby, they left. But you know what? I'm glad they left because that way we were able to
Yeah.
decipher who
To
was
weed
real
out
and who
the
was fake.
right, because anyhow those people stayed at the way our channel is now, people oh my God. For someone to control whether or not they subscribe or unsubscribe from your
That's the
channel
thing
is
to me.
insane.
I'm not doing that.
If one person could say unsubscribe from this channel and thousands of people unsubscribe,
I'm not a sheep.
I'm not a sheep. And you're not gonna control me to that point where
Right.
you could easily say unsubscribe and
I never like to be a part of a group.
because that'll devastate me. Because you know what?
Right.
We put work into our channel and it's not off the back of somebody else. So no one's ever going to do that to us.
And at the end of the day, it's absolutely okay. We built this channel on our own, because as much
Right.
subscribers as we gained, we lost, and the ones that we got back, we built them on
We
our
got
own.
tenfold.
So nobody could ever say you did this for me or I did that for you. And life goes
Yeah.
on, and I wish everybody, even
Yeah.
the people that have fallen out with us, unbeknownst to us, I wish you well. Do your thing. It's enough success for everybody on this platform. And I think the most hurtful thing about somebody is one monkey that realized it couldn't stop the show. That's it. That's
I
it.
love that. And I like how people are resonating with this advice. And guys, and this is what I always tell people every single time when we are doing these live streams. Like, one day you may wake up and one video may blow up your entire channel. You find yourself at 100,000 subscribers. I know you're not Cristiano Ronaldo who got to 1 million in in the first few hours of him starting his channel.
Wow.
But
Wow.
yeah, he got his gold button on the same day he joined YouTube. So
That's
currently
crazy.
he's like,
but that's Cristiano Ronaldo.
but that's Cristiano Ronaldo, exactly. But I'm saying that you may have a moment where like you do one video and then it blows up, and
Yeah.
I think sometimes most of us are normally so scared of growth, and you don't realize that that is the next logical thing.
Okay.
Jason and Gina, if you guys were stuck at 700, this was 2 years ago, just because of like some blind loyalty or for that particular reason, will we be talking about 12K today? You have a community, you have your respect in the community nowadays.
Exactly.
You are learning, you are innovating. There's a way you approach your content nowadays that is different from how you approach your content back then. You're having
Of course.
collaborations. You can get Christmas list to come and chill with you on a Friday randomly
Yeah, we
in his
good.
house. I'm like, hello, like it's not something that you take for granted. So I think we have to be ready for growth, and sometimes growth is kind of messy, but it's necessary. I think that's what we have to realize. And I always tell everybody who gets to the people get 1K and they get newly monetized, and then they start getting shocked, like, why is it that I no longer see people on my channel? It's like they need their part. They needed to help you cross the finish line. Now you have to work like hell. Like you have to network. You have to like go all over the place because you can't be. And I like how you guys you don't make your content for the content creators. You make your content in a way that it can be scalable to anybody else who is watching. So guys, it's kind of messy, but you have to do it. So I'm glad that Gina said it. She said it in a motherly. I think she's that mother of yours. I'm being very subtle about it, but yeah, she brought it out very directly. So
That we were on a train the other day, and this lady just kept looking at us, and I'm thinking she looking at Jason. I'm like, why does lady keep
She
looking
was.
over here? Like, no, she wasn't. I'm like, why does lady keep looking at us? And she's like, aren't you guys content creators, Jason and Gina? And I'm like, wow. She's like, yeah, we spoke some time ago. I didn't remember this lady, but I'm like, wow, thank you. It feels good to be recognized.
All right, no, and then speaking of that, one time I told Gina, in the beginning before we even hit 1K, or we was a little at or a little bit above 1K, I told her, it'll be crazy one day we're in the street and someone like, hey, I seen you guys on YouTube. And sure enough, we were riding the bus going to work, and it's one lady stone watching us. I'm like, and then she finally got the courage to be like, Jason and Gina?
And I was like, yeah.
She like, you guys met with this dude from
Kenya.
Kenya, and you guys were in DC.
She was like, she said, I'm from his side, but I watch you guys. We were like, wow.
I'm your subscriber. I'm like,
she was like, I was afraid to say something to you guys because she's connected to that person. I'm like, no, girl, thanks for saying hello.
Thank you. And it was, and that was in the beginning, and like.
So guys, if you see us in these YouTube streets, say what's up.
Yep.
We like that. And even better, if you want to make a little short clip, let's do that. If you run into us outside.
How do you guys? One of the things I like with your kind of networking is how you like give people random cards in the streets. Jason and Gina, you've branded your cards and you just hand them over.
Listen,
I love that.
Goga,
it is so smart.
If somebody asks me what time it is, they be like, Miss, what time is it? I'm like, you watch YouTube? And they're like, yeah, well, I'm like, subscribe to my channel. How can I get to the 4 train? Do you watch YouTube? Where's Dunkin' Donuts? Do you watch YouTube? Every encounter is an opportunity. If I catch the mailman outside, he be like, you gave me your card already. All right, are you watching?
Give it to your friend.
Yeah.
One lady told me, I don't watch YouTube. I'm like, well, hey, you might know.
Maybe your kids might
know somebody that does. Yeah, take my card.
It's amazing.
And there's so many people that want to start YouTube channels. And they like, I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel. I don't know how to start. So I'm like,
and then what else I do? Like on the subway, there might be a little
we leave them on the
board.
bus, the
So,
train.
like right now, I might just leave it right here sticking on the side.
Right.
So that someone coming along might be like, oh, what's this?
And we actually got a comment. We actually got a comment from a young man who found our card on the city bus. He said, hey, I found your card on the city bus. I wanted to start a channel. I subscribed and I'm going to be checking you guys out. So,
or I might walk in a store and they might have a little divider. I'll stick a card in there.
If somebody gives Jason a card, like in New York City, most people have business cards. So we'll be on our chat with somebody and say, here's a card for discount carpet. Well, here's my YouTube card. So,
right. A card for card. You give me a card, I'm going to give you a card.
So what we're working on now is getting these cards
with a QR code.
With a QR code. And also in another language, Spanish. So that way, if people don't speak English, they can get the card in Spanish. So, yeah.
I love that. And Dahel says, I love when it's 7 a.m. and on the dot, and Jason and Gina are in their drop top cruising the streets.
I wish. I wish I had a drop top cruise in the streets.
I'm in my drop top.
I don't even know what my channel is about, but I keep working. I love that.
That's it, Benny. Eventually, you'll find your niche. What really works for
Eventually. You always figure it out, Benny. You always figure it out. You'll gravitate towards it, and you will see it coming. And it will be so nice because in
the beginning, I'm being honest. Although we traveled a lot, I kind of thought to myself, this is going to be a channel more about cooking because that's what I was really big into. I love to cook, but then I figured, okay, I don't want to be trapped in the kitchen all the time. I
think he dropped down.
Oh, did he drop?
Don't worry, guys. We're still here. He might have some technical
Benny said, I need YouTube for dummies. No, bro, you don't. You're doing good, Benny. I'm being honest with you, Benny.
Don't worry, Benny. When we meet up, we'll give you a little bit of tips and tricks.
Yeah, your channel's popping, bro.
And we got you, bro. Don't worry about it. Next weekend, when we meet up, I'll give you some good advice.
Shout out to you too, darling. Samante. I saw you last night. Darling. We saw you outside last night at that concert. That's what I like to see. That's what I love to see, darling. That was a great look. If you guys didn't catch that live last night, our sis Darlin was outside. She was at a concert. She had on a fancy hat. I loved your hat. So guys, go check her out. Is Goga gone? Because I know his flight should be starting soon.
No, he's not going yet. But guys, take a look at I just want to show you.
Thank you to hell. I can't wait for you to come to New York.
Oh, he's back.
Okay, we're just about to turn to the thing. Oh, Saquon is here. Guys, Saquon is in the chat. That's my son. Hey, son.
Oh, that's nice. Hey,
Goga,
I'm I am back. So I was just taking a call, just to know whether we've started boarding. So I'm told it's in the next couple of minutes. So no pressure.
Okay. Yeah, shout
Yeah.
out to my son that
Turn
stopped in
this
to
back
say hello.
around.
Thank you, Saquon, for supporting us. We appreciate
He's
it.
like, where you guys at? You not home yet?
He just wanted to see if we were really at the pier when we said we were.
Right.
We were somewhere enjoying ourselves without him. Right.
So when I can confirm I'm with mommy and daddy. So don't worry.
and make
We
sure
are.
nobody's in our house.
Right. He's gonna be 23, August 31st. So yeah, God is good.
Wow.
And again,
Wow.
it was such a blessing coming on this platform. Goga, thank you for inviting us. And you don't even have to invite us. You know, if you need us, you let us know. We don't need a
We'll
formal
make that happen,
invitation.
brother.
But the only problem we have with you, Goga, let me tell you what problem
Yes,
we have with
let
you.
me tell him.
Let Jason tell you.
Goga, I have 2 issues with you, okay?
Wait, before you say it, can we discuss it here, or is this something that we discuss behind the tent?
No,
No,
we
we're
can
gonna
discuss
discuss it
it
here
here.
today.
We're going to discuss
Okay.
this here
Let's worry, let's
today,
face.
okay? Hold on, let me
Because
get this camera.
Because the Secret Service has to like clear these things.
Let me make sure the camera. Can you hear me loud and clear, Goga?
You go ahead.
Loud and clear.
All right. So the 2 issues that we had with you, for one,
Wow.
you did not contact our PA before this meeting to drop and let us know the questions that you were going to give us. All
You're
right?
supposed to contact our PA, either Robin Millette, Good Vibes K, or Nia TV. You have to run all questions past the PA, Goga.
Goga.
You're
Goga,
from Kenya.
Goga.
You know that. We have a PA.
We have a
And that's the
PA.
only problem we have with you, brother. We only joking.
Don't worry, I have a comeback. You do realize I don't have. I base my questions based on what you say. So
It was
everything you said.
Jason.
I told Gina.
Jason.
I told Gina today. I was like, you know what?
He said Goga did not contact the PA.
I'm like, wait, did Goga let us know what questions he was going to ask us? Like, did he contact the PA? And then Gina was like, no, he didn't let me know anything. I'm like,
Guys, let me tell you. I waited for this couple. We were supposed to have an inception call before the live stream.
oh,
They were busy. I have receipts. You should hear where Gina was. I'm busy like waiting for them,
That's
and I'm
his
like,
fault.
Gina.
Goga, I asked him. I said, you call Goga?
Ow.
Oh,
I was waiting for them on stream. I was waiting for them on stream the entire time. I'm
what?
like,
No.
then Jason is like, oh, Gina's gone to get some snack, and I'm like,
Boom.
I needed a bagel.
She had to get a bagel.
I was hungry.
I was like
get a
that.
bagel.
I was done.
But honestly, Goga, we were ready at 12:30. We were here.
It was miscommunication.
It was a miscommunication
That's it.
because I should
I
have
don't-
called Goga, but then, I mean, it is my fault.
You know what? Honestly, we were trying to decide if we were going to stay home or we were going to come out here. So we actually drove out here this morning
To see how the
to
connection
see how
might
the
be.
connection might be and all that. Then we
If
had
it's
to
a lot of
get
people.
ready. So, right. Because we didn't want to just come by the pier and then we don't have any internet over here.
Right, or the music is blaring like
the
somebody's
music is
having a
too
party
loud,
or something. So you know how to
I'm
tingle.
glad
Because in
I'm
this
glad it
area,
worked.
there's a lot of barbecues and stuff. Right. But Goga, you have to go catch your flight, correct?
I'm glad it worked out anyway. I think it was nice, and I think we had an amazing time. Don't you think?
Yeah,
I mean,
we had a good time with you, Goga.
Can you imagine? It's been 2.5 hours.
Wow, just here chatting and talking.
Yeah, it feels like you're talking to family. You're just like hanging out. It feels like a private
Right,
call.
right. It
Yes,
doesn't seem like work at all. It doesn't.
And Goga, honestly, that's what people tell us about our channel. Like, hey, it feels good that it feels like
Family
I'm right
life.
there with you guys. You know, like that's how we
And
want
that's-
you to feel, a part of the family. It's a
That's
family.
beautiful. Yeah, it's very family-like. I always get that impression. It's like people look forward to it. It's nice. It's like we're having a fellowship on a Friday night, New York time. You pop in it with Jason and Gina, and it's how you and you found that is like value. And I always tell people, once you find your value, and that can be always you can add this in your list of answers. Once you find value in the live streams, you will enjoy it. It will not feel like a chore. You'll actually just come there and
Right.
you share it, and then you just start innovating around it. Like Jason and Gina got. I like how they ran away with the giveaway thing, and they went and enhanced it, and it became such a very fun experience for everyone. And among other things, they came up with karaoke nights. That was very engaging. So you end up just now innovating around, because the family is already there. So just how do you innovate around it? I think that's what I would take from here. Let me say that I've missed any question on the chat real
Yep.
quick, or any comments, because Jason and Gina, we can have our own conversation here and we forget
But
about
yeah,
the
we could
rest
be
of it.
here for hours. We could talk for hours.
So their PAs are not for the streets. And the hell says,
Not for the streets. And you can also contact the hell our PA on the reacting side.
Yeah, you could contact the hell anytime.
She's a yeah.
She works 24/7. Any information
That
goes
is
to
the
hell.
yeah. She's the assistant to the CEO.
And
Her job is very important.
and Goga, not to mention
Yeah.
Black Beauty, more than likely we'll see your live stream today. And trust me, she's a fan of yours.
Yes.
I don't want to speak for her,
Love
but
Beauty.
she definitely loves you.
Black Beauty will be at the Sunday service. We just need to figure out a date. I told her, don't worry. I don't. For me, I respect creativity on the platform, and I'm always more than happy to learn from the platform. So I told her, don't worry. It's like, are you sure you really want me to be on? I'm like, no, yes, by all means, you have to come on the panel and share with us your wisdom. All right, I will contact. The hell is like, yes, you can contact me on Instagram.
That's it.
Yep. Contact our sister hell.
That is it.
You know, before we go, and I also want people to know that Jason and Gina is a platform where you could come to and you don't feel pressured. You know, we're not asking anybody for anything. Anything that anybody gives to us is just a plus. You know, we would never ask for help. Honestly, if you ever see us come on this platform and ask for anything,
It's a fake account.
right, because we would never do it. Because first of all, I'm not going to ask anybody for anything that I can't acquire for myself. So every super chat, any PayPal, we had PayPals from people we didn't even know we got.
All right.
Do you understand? Somebody had to message me the other day, like, am I sending this PayPal to the right person? I'm like, what are you talking about? And they're like, I've been PayPaling you. So Jason finally checks out PayPal and he's like, oh shoot, we
got
have money
money.
there. So, you know, we're very grateful. And if we can give a little bit back, you know, so be it. Every prize is not a monetary prize, you know.
I love
but
that. I love
just to have people come out and hang out with us on Friday nights, like an old school card game, and we play music and we tell jokes and we
Fry
get
some
opinions.
fish, chicken.
Yeah, I just want to listen. I just want to meet random people and start frying chicken out of nowhere.
And
That's what I
guys,
do.
honestly, and that's how comes most of the time, depending on the situation, we don't monetize our video because I know how
You wanna
hard
have a
it is.
good time.
You just want to have a good time. Maybe there might be some music in the background. Screw
Because people tell us like, oh no, you got music, you
the
got to be
algorithm.
monetized. It's okay.
You know what? Whoever's here, right here, is going to enjoy it with us. Whoever might come later on, because once you put on some music, they block you in a lot of territories.
Yeah, so
But-
we're just grateful. And Goga, if you ever find yourself in New York City, we will definitely
Come on, Coca.
take you with us. Come, Goga.
Bam.
Come on.
You
I
family,
will.
Coca.
New York City.
I will. I almost found myself in New York last year, but then, anyway, those are receipts. I will talk about the receipts behind the scenes.
Yes.
I almost did. I was so excited, and I was like, oh, after this, I will have a whole American tour, meet the people tour in America.
Hey.
But then life happened. Guys, this has been a good story, but I have to release them. They've been hanging out with me for nearly 3 hours. I don't take it for granted. They've spent 3 hours of their time. I know they are going to be shared. Hey, wow, Gina, you have a purple bag?
Oh yes.
She wants to show off.
No, I was picking up my bag. Yes. I have a purple bag.
You know,
Okay,
our
guys,
favorite color.
she wants to show off her bag. I mean, it's like Goga has not seen the bag. Like, let me just
You know that's our
pretend like
favorite color. You know that's our favorite color, Goga.
No, I like how you carried it like you're in church and you want to get your offering or something, and then it's like people haven't
Don't
seen
forget
the
your
bag.
offering.
Guys, Gina is showing off. It's like, guys, you haven't seen my bag. You haven't seen my bag. It's like,
I am not. I am not. Stop it. So now we are off to go. What we gotta do?
We
Gonna
got
go,
some things to do.
Yeah. We're gonna go run some errands, then go home.
No, but honestly, guys, thank you for hanging with us today.
Yes, it was an honor to be here. We really appreciate you guys. We love you guys. And
Love you.
if you looked at our community post, you see that I said that our Friday night live will resume in September.
Definitely
We
will.
definitely will. And then we will be able to
Announce the surprise.
announce what we've been working on, guys. So stay tuned for that. And also, for those who don't know, we have a collab with Teimu. Yes, we have been offered a paid
Yes.
collaboration with Teimu.
We got everything.
We just got our packages the other day. We're gonna do a Teimu video. But the only thing with Teimu is we have to send the video to them first so they can approve it, and then we can put it out there. So guys, stay tuned for the unboxing, and we're gonna talk about the products. You guys will get a special code to order under us and get a discount. So yeah, we're excited about that.
Yeah.
I love that because you're talking about what you were discussing the other day on my stream, the brand connect thing. Is this part of the
Yeah.
brand connect?
Yes, yes.
No,
Yeah, that.
actually, Goga, this is not a part of Brand Connect.
No, we got
Timu
one.
actually reached out to us.
Oh,
They sent us an
nice.
email, right? But see, at
Yeah.
first I thought it was fake. They sent us an email. We didn't answer it because we weren't sure.
Yeah.
But Jamaica Walk By does collab with Temu. I sent the email to them. They told us it was legit. We contacted them, and here we are. So we're excited about that.
And they told us choose over $100 worth of
And if there's anybody
items.
who's interested in collabing with Temu, they
Let
want
us
us to
know.
refer people. So, if
And
you
we'll
guys are
refer you.
ready and you're serious about, building your channel and getting out on this platform, let us know. We'll pass along your information.
Pay it forward.
And you take it from there. Pay it forward. Support is free, guys.
I love that, and I like how you are that you are.
Well, you might have got a phone call.
Oh, wow. Chopping up, brother. That was so weird.
Brother, no, we getting burgers. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, chop up, brother.
What you call right.
Oh, you're back.
Get back?
I'm back. I'm back. Okay, that's my call. That's a sign that I need to go upstairs. So I
Okay,
will.
brother. It was nice hanging out with you.
Yeah. So before you leave, just let me just put you on this solo layout so that you can sign out, and then we can end your stream on your side, and then I will read the affirmation that you sent me for them, and then we can redirect to somebody. Right.
Yes, sir.
So I will do that right away. So take it away, JNG.
So again, guys,
Thank you for the love and support.
yes, thank you for hanging out with us.
Yes, truly appreciate
Really
it.
appreciate you guys.
Shout out to our guy Goga for
Shout out to
having
our
us.
brother Goga for having us on this platform. It was absolutely amazing. And guys, seriously, if you guys ever need some help, some guidance, you want us to join you on the StreamYard, just let us know ahead of time. And more importantly, if you ever find yourself in New York City, especially Brooklyn, hit us up, guys. We would love to show you our beautiful city. And we would love to do a collab with you guys. Support is free.
And what do we say? Come go and
Yes,
grow with
come
us.
go and grow with us, guys. Jason and Gina on the road to
12K.
12K, guys. Help us get there. We love you guys and enjoy the rest of this beautiful Sunday.
Yes. Hey,
I
look.
love it.
Hey, hold on.
Thank you.
Do you watch YouTube?
You watch YouTube?
I am.
Oh, you on YouTube? What are you on YouTube?
Well, my band's on YouTube.
Oh, your
Yeah?
band is on YouTube.
Yeah, we used to play here.
What's your name? Come sit here.
Charles.
Yeah, come. Look at this, guys. We're about to.
Like I was working with the guy, the Temptations, the Four Tops,
What's
and
your
that.
name?
I,
Charles.
I like how they already.
Hey, look,
they already,
we got-
they
Yeah,
already
you just, we just ran
Where's
this
this going?
up. Oh, no,
on
this is
YouTube.
So this is YouTube. He has a band, and his band is on YouTube. What's the name of your band?
In the Groove.
In the groove.
guys.
The BB
in the
King.
groove. Wow.
Yes.
Who we talking to? Anybody?
We're talking to a guy
He
from
lives in Kenya, Africa.
Kenya, Africa.
His name is Goga. Yes,
That's
that is.
right next to New Jersey.
So the whole world is seeing you here, Charles. So,
Yeah.
guys, this is Charles. Tell him your band again, Charles.
It's in the groove.
In the
So,
groove.
guys,
So,
so you know what we're gonna do on J&G. We're gonna give Charles our card. Charles, this is for our YouTube channel. When you get a chance, I want you to subscribe, and we're gonna subscribe to In the Groove.
Give you mine, thank you.
Hey, let's go. Let's go, guys. Here you go. This
see
time.
that? That's what we're talking
See
about.
that park over there?
Uh-huh.
Cherry Chisholm Park?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Used to come to my parties.
Oh, okay.
Really?
I knew it very well.
So, Charles, you got the connections then. That's what you're saying.
Well, I
Okay.
got a big connection.
That's right. And God is the biggest connection, guys. So here we are. We have Charles's card, guys.
Wow, look at that. So, guys, no.
Business cards too.
Oh, yeah. No,
Let me put them. Can you guys see that clear?
Thank you.
no, we don't
Nice.
All right. So we are going to connect. You never know what might come out of this connection.
Right here. Right there.
So what
I
is
love-
your theme? I mean, like, what do you do?
I-
Like,
Travel.
Travel. Travel.
I,
Travel.
lo- I love the practical aspect of it. I love the practical aspect of it.
Sounds like a
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping in, bro.
See the right kind of.
Yeah, and
He did the right thing?
it's so. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Gina, and this is Jason.
Jason. All right, Jason.
And, Charles was walking by, and he was looking, and he said, "Wait a minute, I love this." And I'm like, "Oh, you know what, Charles? Come here." So guys, everybody's not afraid to be on camera. Like I said, you gotta fill people out, you know.
Hmm.
We've been sitting out here for what, 2 hours, and he's the first person that actually stopped and said,
A
hey,
lot of people have
you
seen
know,
this
they
on our
looked,
live
they didn't
stream.
want to approach, but he did.
I
So
was just talking to somebody there. They were saying the world's in a mess. They were telling me something.
uh-huh.
Question: what's wrong with the world anyway?
I don't know. The world don't have
Come on.
the world there's not enough love and not enough
A
connection.
lot of people say that.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know,
And people
Not
say,
respect.
and Charles is proof that you don't have to be the same color. We can
I know.
connect.
Well, my wife's from
That's
Alabama.
it. Oh, yep. Listen, my mother's from Birmingham, Alabama. Look at that.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So yeah,
Amazing.
I'm gonna sit here and talk to Charles for a little while. I'm gonna let Goga go because I know he has to catch a flight. We love you
Yes.
guys. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and
And
subscribe to the
subscribe,
channel, guys.
guys.
Jason and Gina, we outside until we can't be outside anymore. And also subscribe to our brother Yoga with Goga. Come on, guys. Let's get Goga up to 10K, guys.
Thank you
Get
for all
guys
the
on.
love
Let's
today,
go.
guys. Thank you for all the love today, guys.
We love you guys, and we'll see you soon in these YouTube streets. Peace.
Love you too. Thank you
Let
so
them end
much.
it.
Thank
Let
you.
them end it.
Thank you so much. I will don't worry, I'll end it while you guys are here, so it's perfectly fine. So guys, a good story is good until another one is told. I don't take it for granted. Thank you so much, JNG, for the time. Thank you so much for
Later,
the gift
guys.
of community and the gift of the fellowship. Guys, Gina and Jason gave me this beautiful quote to end it as our affirmation, and then I can send you guys on a read. The affirmation goes: do it broke, do it scared, do it insecure, do it ignorant, do it without support, do it alone. Just get started. Stop waiting on the right time. Stop waiting for more funds. Stop waiting for someone to validate you. Validate yourself. You are the most profitable tool you have. Validate yourself. You're the most profitable tool you have. Guys, I have to love and leave you. My flight is just started boarding. I will see you guys on the Whitey streets. I've set up the redirect. Helen, please type for me the read command. So if you're going to redirect to Fred Dangote, when you land there, just type Gugari, three purple hearts, and then I will see you guys on the other side. Enjoy your flight, and thank you so much for signing in for the Sunday service. This was your host, Goga. I was joined by Jason and Gina, and we had an amazing and beautiful time. May you have an amazing week and keep doing those amazing things you are, because you are all amazing. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you guys on the other side. Bye, guys.